Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break. Brought to you by Sandhills Global. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
I want to buy a couple ducks. I'm bringing 2 ducks to the office.
This is Early Break.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday to you, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Your last day before you have Sweet 16 basketball tomorrow, which I'm sure Sip is tuned into, ready for that basketball tomorrow.
Thank you for the alert.
It's been a couple quiet days. I mentioned it was 4 days of insanity, a lot of basketball, then 3 quiet days, and some busy days the next 4. Just
now
not
we're
today.
getting ready for the crown, too.
We are getting ready for the crown.
William and Jacob. William and Jacob.
And
Does
Steven.
it not throw
And
you a little
Steven.
bit? We're talking about Sweet 16 and all this stuff, and then all the 4 days of mayhem, basketball, and everything. Then you're still like, oh, Nebraska still has to play.
We have a tournament still.
crown. Yeah.
Here comes the crown.
It's just the timing of it is very odd, but
It really
but
odd.
very smart. Odd but smart.
Okay.
Well, there's going to be something going on there.
It might be.
I would
I'm
say
sorry,
this.
I'm so
Jake
skeptical.
can delve into it later, but first of all, I listened to it this morning on another group of pundits talking about that they talk about all the no buzzer beaters and no upsets, no big upsets going on.
Yeah.
It's the highest rated NCAA tournament ever.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Is
brands matter, brands matter.
Whoa. You
So that comes in.
hear what
but
he
just-
said?
I saw the report. It made me sick.
Yeah,
Did you hear what he said?
brands matter.
What else matters, Bill?
What's that?
What else matters?
Staring at me. Why is that?
Coaches and brands.
Blue Bloods.
Blue Bloods, yes. Brands. Yes. But
Blue
if you want to have your mind blown a little bit, I did it last night. I go,
Mind blown.
let's check out the games a little bit.
Okay.
So I went to Thursday's schedule and then Friday's schedule. The games I gotta go. I'll be up kind of late, probably Thursday night. The games are ridiculous.
Incredible.
They're incredible.
What times does what last one start at?
9 something
Oh,
on Thursday, and that's Arkansas,
on.
Texas Tech, and I can't miss Calipari. There's no chance I can be like, oh, I'm just gonna go to bed. Nope, not gonna happen. Look, Jake, read the games off just for Thursday.
Okay, Thursday's
Just
game.
read off
Hang on.
Thursday's
I can do
games.
this too. You want me to do it?
I get it.
Yeah.
Thursday's game will begin at 6:09 p.m. on CBS with BYU and Alabama.
Think about
That
that
could
one.
be a high scoring
BYU, Alabama, everyone is like dialed in. Like the over-unders are like 180.
game. 175. But far, that's far more than any other game by far.
Yes.
By far here.
So we're going to see something magical.
Maryland and Florida at 6:39 on
Maryland, Florida.
CBS.
Can't miss it.
Can't miss.
What time is that?
That's at 6:40 p.m. on TBS tomorrow. Arizona Duke.
Arizona Duke, pretty good.
8:40. We went to
what the hell?
8:40 to
Yeah.
watch the game on CBS.
Yeah.
And then as
That's
Bill
late.
said, at 9:10 you can watch Arkansas Texas Tech tomorrow night on TBS.
Arkansas, Texas. Go to
Rams
Friday,
up.
Jake. Go to Friday.
Friday, Sweet 16. At 6:10, Ole Miss, Michigan State. Should be a
Ole
great
Miss,
game.
Michigan State.
Chris Beard, Tom Izzo.
Favorite coach.
Hello. At 6:40 on Friday, Kentucky and Tennessee.
Kentucky, Tennessee. We're following this.
Round 3.
Yes.
Round
Kentucky's
3.
2-0 versus
They-
Tennessee.
they
this
are.
year. They got to beat them 3 times.
Yeah.
Hope.
8:40 on Friday, Michigan against Auburn.
Michigan, Auburn.
CBS, then the nightcap, Purdue and Houston, 9:10 on CBS on Friday. So it's on. It's on again.
Those games, that's 8 games that every one of us is borderline must see.
And,
Yeah.
You're right. You're speaking for me, but you're right.
Yes.
And the Elite 8 will be the same way, right?
It should
Yeah, yeah, it will be. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
be. From here on out, should be
Yeah.
great games. Should be great games.
think about the possibility of Michigan and Michigan State playing in the Elite 8. That wouldn't be interesting, would it?
Take that.
Take that.
Yeah. I mean, no, you're right. See, that's what I mean. I have not been disappointed with the tournament. I have not bought into this has been very disappointing. Jake's shown skin today for some reason.
Yeah, the quarter zip down,
Sort of down.
all the way unzipped.
I did notice that. My bad. That was not
all of a sudden,
intentional.
I had to
I
check
was
mine
not
quick. I
I
got
was
nervous.
not trying to set a
I'm like,
vibe in here or a
It's over
tone.
there. Yeah, I get nervous. I'm like,
I was not trying to set a tone or any sort of thinking
You
here.
trying to set a
That was
I'm
vibe?
with Bill, right?
mistake.
I've never
What would
seen
that vibe be?
I've never
don't
seen
know.
someone wear a quarter zip all the way
Nightclub.
zipped down. I've never seen that.
A lot of skin. I just
Yeah.
kept looking
Sometimes
over.
these zippers they don't stay up on the quarter zips.
I don't think
bright
that's
light over there.
yeah.
The albino.
Yes.
Blinding light. Sorry for that.
You're
Is it
okay.
properly up now?
Yeah, it's proper.
Okay,
now.
we're good now.
Now it's proper.
Sorry to distract you.
That was improper a second ago.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, Bill, you're right. That'll be fun.
It just happened to catch me last night. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm gonna look at these games.
Mhm.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The tournament's been, I think, just enjoyable.
Yeah.
Enjoyable.
I'm surprised a little bit that it is a record viewership though.
You know, because
I mean
because you hear so many complaints is why.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
But sometimes I wonder about all those complaints. Like, I don't know. I just would look at them and go, I don't really agree.
Well, you take a team last year, Oakland beats Kentucky. Kentucky, one of the largest fan bases there is. So they're just out.
Yep.
They're just out.
Stop watching.
It's not like Oakland, everyone's like, I got to see Oakland play again.
No.
Nope, it's not the deal.
Unless, I mean, the thing is, if like Oakland would keep advancing, then it becomes a really interesting story. That hardly ever happens, though. Right? Come on, Jake, you're better at this than me and Bill.
Well, there was a 15 seed 3 years ago that went to the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
St. Peter's beat
Yeah.
Kentucky, Purdue, and somebody else to get to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, and I regarded it largely as what I've started to do on this show is say whatever comes to my head. I don't care about the
Do it,
game.
man.
I was annoyed by it.
Yeah.
I just was annoyed. Like, what's this team doing? They're not even that good. They're little. They're not that good. They're going to
No,
run up against.
now, hang on. Now, that's still pretty impressive. What
It is.
they did.
Sip does not like Cinderella at all.
I don't like Cinderella. I don't like Cinderella going deep and knocking off teams that belong there.
I don't mind that part of it. But you start stopping and thinking about it. There's never a time when you just go, I hope LaSalle gets in the Final Four. You know, not really. That's a story or something. The Butler story was really incredible. That they twice went to the
back-to-back
title games. That's unbelievable.
Now,
It really is.
but they're a Big East team. Were they Big East?
No,
team?
they were Horizon League at that
Yeah.
point. They were
Now
in the,
they're Big
they were
East.
in the
Yeah,
Horizon League.
They're basketball.
Would play with Wright State and all those teams that they're in the Horizon League.
Yeah.
Made it to the championship. A couple years after George Mason made it to the Final Four from the Patriot League. You didn't like that story, did you? When they beat
were
UConn,
pretty
and
good.
a couple teams in the way.
George Mason was good.
Michigan State.
No, George Mason was legit.
Okay.
It's just when I see a team that's not really legit that I deem not legit.
Simple says no more 15 seeds, please.
Some of those
No more
stories are interesting
expanding.
because, like I said, St. Peter's head coach leaves and goes to
Seton Hall.
And that's not went well.
No, it's been very, very average. He's
Not
subpar there. He's still there.
Still there. It's not went well. It's kind of he played at Seton Hall, if I remember. He was
Ooh, I don't know that for sure.
he
He
was
might
an alum of Seton Hall, I believe.
Shaheen Holloway,
Yes.
his name.
God, Jake, nice job. Oh, clean up. You guys need to hammer me more. I got hammered by Sandy. I said yesterday, clean up. I'm cleaning up my messes. You guys don't have to clean up your.
What do we mess up?
You don't have to clean up your messes, but I'm cleaning up mine.
Okay, what'd you
I
mess
have
up
a little
on?
bit of issue too. I've had to get things straightened out with Andrew being in the wrong garage.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
you
true.
have problems.
I've dealt with that.
You straighten it out.
Yeah, I dealt with that all day yesterday. The police called.
Come on, Andrew.
Yeah, Jeff Erkovich. Hey, what's going on over there? We had a call.
Yeah, you can't have garage.
So he goes, I'll be honest with you. By the time I arrived, it was okay. They were all three working out, but
Fitness.
said at first it was very awkward.
Luka had 31 in that game against Orlando, and I said he was a non-factor. He had 31 somehow, so I didn't notice it.
Did you really get called out hard? Because I just can't imagine if there's people really going.
No,
through
he
the
didn't
box
call me
score.
out hard.
I don't think people are
He
really
called me out, but not
diving
hard.
through the box score. I wonder.
But I did say he was a non-factor, and if someone's listening and watched the game like Sipple doesn't know what he's talking about again, Luke had 31. So there you go, cleaned up. I'm trying to avoid it. I'm trying to avoid it in all phases.
Still got beat handily though, didn't they?
Yeah.
Lakers got beat handily. So he didn't really affect the game. Still,
Thanks for the defense.
There you go. See,
I'm
teamwork
sticking-
there.
Yeah,
Backing you up, Sip.
yeah, I'm with that. Yeah, so yeah, easy, Sandy.
What else? Look, come on.
Anything else?
We're sponsored. We're sponsored.
We are.
So come up with something. Went to bed last night at 7:10.
I don't have anything. Hey, I was at 9:30 last
Really?
night, so pretty early for me too.
Yeah.
You went to bed at 7:10.
Yeah, I was wiped out. I don't know what the deal was. I haven't shaved in 4 days. I don't know what's going on. I gotta get some stuff
Get
going
yourself
on.
together a little bit. All right.
Yeah, maybe today.
Maybe
Maybe today will be the
Yeah.
day. We'll see. I don't know.
Not much to report for Idle Chit Chat.
Oh,
I got something. I forgot.
please.
I saw this from Nebraska AD Troy Dannon yesterday.
Oh, yes.
Troy Dannon. I don't know if it was his idea or whose it was, but Troy Dannon and Nebraska basketball have fixed the court properly. PBA will look right next year. They're going to have they should always have the outline of Nebraska at midcourt. That went away this year. It's back next year with Herbie Husker with the blonde hair with the basketball
in the middle.
Herbie Husker with the state outline behind him will be at midcourt with the basketball on his finger, and it looks incredible. It looks incredible.
People seem to like it.
I'm down. I'm down with it.
I will read some of the comments under Dannon's tweet, and it's he's dealing with kind of a grisly situation right now.
Is it grisly?
Who's fighting back? Give me some comments, please.
Well, wait a second. Describe the court a little more. It looks like it's going to be. Is it? I don't know. The red outline. I don't know. It's pretty cool. I got to admit. Okay, so some of the comments. Not sure. Neil Hawks, who's a significant, I don't know, I'm gonna say booster.
Let's go with booster there. Yeah.
Not sure that'll help our 31% Big Ten winning percentage.
I saw that. I did see that one. I saw that.
Neil,
come on,
Neil got right into
it. He did not soft shoe around that whatsoever.
A Creighton account says this is sick. Too bad we're gonna be dancing on it.
Please keep going.
We can do a whole show.
I like
here.
Sip's description of tweets.
Hold on.
They're going to have red sidelines. There
are people that really liked it. I Love You was one of them. I might actually watch Nebraska basketball now. I am really not affected by the court as much as some of these people.
I think it looks good. It's cool. It's
different.
It's right.
Wouldn't do much. I'm always amazed at the history of Herbie Husker and the people that have very strong beliefs in which Herbie should be out there.
I do too. I'm with you on that.
It always kind of fascinates me.
Maybe they killed some of the other comments. There were some good ones.
Oh, they took him down.
The Hawks one was really funny.
31% win percentage. That's great.
Yeah, I thought they were a little rougher, but and not that I'm actively looking for rough comments. Last night, but I just noticed them.
Okay.
And maybe they didn't kill the Neil Hawks one because he's a person of influence. But yeah, there was some.
It's okay to have pushback. Push it back is good in society. You need that.
Yeah.
So don't.
Oh, now what are you going to do with the baseball team? That's one of them.
They lost last night, by the way, to Kansas State. I think 12-9.
12-8 or 9.
Yeah, 12-8 in Manhattan.
12.
Rough go for them.
Had to be an incredible night because I'm saying last night's weather might have been as good as you get. But was it 64 to 66 and no wind?
It was perfect.
And no wind. It was like,
wasn't it?
It was amazing last night.
It was amazing.
We haven't really talked about Nebraska baseball much.
They've done that to themselves. They're underperforming. They're under 500. They've had a rough go so far this year. And whether 2-6 in conference play.
Yes, about that. They're 2-7.
2-7.
I don't know. Could they be 2-7? I don't know what they are. Yeah, 2-7 because they played 3 series. 10-14. Have you been paying attention to it, Bill? Baseball.
Following it, more or less just scores.
Yeah,
I can't tell you that. Oh well, I thought I felt in the bottom of the fourth. They really made a couple errors. No, have not done.
They play Oregon State this weekend.
In Lincoln, right?
Yeah, Oregon State's number 5.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, so they got it. They didn't get a schedule break this week. Kansas State's good. They're I think 16-7. Good. Check that score, Rain Man. I think it's 16-7.
Okay.
Check that record. I mean, so yeah, they come off. Bill, they come off this West Coast trip. You talked about it yesterday or the day before. They immediately got to get ready to go down to Manhattan, lose the game, then come up here, and now get ready for Oregon State. They're in a tough little stretch.
Nebraska is 2-7 in conference play, 10-14 overall. After last,
where are they at in the conference? Where's that put them?
They're second to last. Ohio State is 0-6 in conference play. 8. They're 6-15 overall. Nebraska second to last right now in the conference.
Plenty of time, bud.
Yes.
There is, but I don't know. I don't know what you do. You know how it goes with baseball, though. Teams go on bad skids, then come out of it, right?
Absolutely.
They do. I mean, I wouldn't say that you write them off yet.
No, the story there's a lot to the story yet. It's like we said in basketball. It's easy. Let's just let these last 3 games play out, and then we'll figure out where we're at.
Yeah, when you get on the radio and you write them off, and then about that time they'll go on like a 9-game win streak, and you're just like an idiot.
Yeah, there's a lot of time left. A lot of time.
What are you looking over?
Oh, I'm trying to make sure you get this right. Richard Pitino got a job yesterday. Xavier. Richard Pitino leaves New Mexico to go to Xavier as of last night. So he's on the move to the Big East, where he will play his father twice a season, I believe. St. John's and
a lot of the scoop yesterday was Villanova.
That was the rumor.
That was the rumor. He was going to Villanova. Then you woke up today and he was at Xavier. Actually, I saw it late last night.
How about that? Richard Pitino, you could almost play breaking news with that.
Yeah. That was last night.
Richard Pitino, he got fired at Minnesota, right?
Yeah,
he did.
See, you can come back.
I think there's also certain jobs people imagine like that. So if you're at Xavier, you're going like, okay, was that Minnesota? And he got fired. And they're like, everyone gets fired at Minnesota. It's a hard job. It's a really hard job. So it's like that wouldn't. No one is like at odds because they couldn't get Minnesota going.
And I don't think he did that bad there. I'm looking right now. I don't think this is idle chit chat.
He was okay at Minnesota.
Yeah, I don't think it was a disaster.
That was his first.
He made the dance a couple times.
That was his first job, correct?
That was his first.
Sure.
Ooh,
was that his first? Job?
I'm answering these questions.
Wasn't he at
right
FAU
now.
before that?
That's a good question.
Hold on, I'm all over.
I think he was either at FIU or FAU before he went to Minnesota. I'm pretty sure.
Jake nailed it. FIU,
Florida International. He was there.
So he went 18-14 and 11-9 in the Sun Belt at FIU. Went to Minnesota. God, the Minnesota kind of sketch at Minnesota. 141, 123 overall, but kind of Fred-like in the Big Ten. 54-96, which is a 360 winning percentage. But made it at Minnesota 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Make that 7 years. 7 years at Minnesota. And they did make the NCAA tournament twice and won a game. They won a game in 2000.
Round of 32 for Pitino, for Richard. Did it.
Yeah. And then at New Mexico, 2 straight, the last 2, he made the last 2 NCAAs, won a game this year. New Mexico, he did well, 40-33 in the conference. In the Mountain West, which people are saying is as good as the ACC right now.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Top to bottom, yes. You'd like to have that Duke team floating around.
That would be.
Yeah, they don't have
that.
Duke,
That would help the Mountain
They
West.
don't have Duke.
No.
But New Mexico, he did obviously a good job. Won 22, then 26, then 27. Yep.
And then one last thing. This is unfortunate for us, for the stool, in terms of excitement. McNeese did not hire Bob Huggins. They hired a guy from Baylor named Bill Armstrong. So we don't get to follow the story of potentially Bob Huggins to McNeese. They hired somebody else, unfortunately. It's depressing.
Yeah, kind of.
Still probably some jobs available. Hang in there, Huggy Bear.
I hope it's something.
Don't give up.
New Mexico.
Get to the pitch.
I will say this right now, people. The New Mexico job is highly sought after. The question is, do they go with a young assistant coach from a from a Tennessee or from an Alabama or someplace, or do they go with someone that has, like, I wouldn't say the word retread with Pitino, but something of that nature? Because that job, New Mexico, also it seats about 15,000.
It's good. Good fan base,
and they pack it. I mean, they absolutely pack it, and it's been a long time basketball school.
Yeah, watch that job. That'll be kind of.
There's a lot of people that are sitting out there, people even out of jobs, going, whoa. I'm all about that New Mexico job.
Watch that one.
Yeah.
Watch that one.
That is Idle Chit Chat, sponsored by Newton's Lawn Care. Please give Andrew a call or text at 402-440-6297. New customers get 20% off a 2025 fertilizer program. Just text the ticket to 402-440-6297. Get a free quote within 24 hours. At Newton's Lawn Care. Was he in the proper garage this morning, Bill?
He's laying low. He told me he's going to lay low for a couple days with the situation with the police showing up and everything. But fitness still ensued.
He's not in trouble.
No, he's not. Fitness ensued, and everyone was happy. Actually, he picked up a new customer. Yeah, they
worked out well.
Worked out well. Yeah, worked out very well because he's very familiar with the yard.
A police call turned into a client.
Yeah, so it worked out very well for Andrew. He's out there.
He was in
And they got the
someone else's
discount.
garage.
Someone else, yeah.
That would freak
But he
me
thought
out.
it was
If
Bill's.
you
to
walked
be
out
fair.
this morning in your garage and someone you didn't know
freak me out.
was doing some sort of fitness burpees, and you came out, that would freak me out today too.
Yeah.
I exit through my garage, and that would be a way that would freak me out.
And there's a man in there.
Do we know this guy? No, we don't.
Not threatening, no. He's just doing calisthenics.
Working out. Morning.
What a great word,
This morning.
calisthenics. It's a great
That's
word.
I've
Used
used
calisthenics a lot. I have.
Yeah.
I like calisthenics.
Yeah. Ron.
When's the last time you knocked out 10 good jumping jacks? Just tell me that one.
It's
when-
been probably 10 years.
You know,
And I felt really weird doing it.
yeah,
Do it
yeah.
today.
You don't just all of a
I
sudden
feel weird.
If all of a sudden right now you broke into jumping jacks,
weird.
It's a weird feeling.
It feels weird to do
You
jumping
get a
jacks.
chance today, breakers. Just when you're by yourself, just break into 5 to 10 jumping jacks and just notice how weird it
It
feels.
feels odd.
Because it'll take you right back
Back
to
to
middle
childhood,
school or
right?
something like that. Like, oh yeah, jumping jacks. But all of a sudden you're like going, I don't know if I want to do these
No.
anymore.
They
Yeah.
don't seem effective.
No, I don't know where that's the biggest weight loss thing you're looking at is jumping jacks.
You do
Full
like a
body
million,
movement.
maybe.
It is,
Full
it is
body.
full body movement. Yes.
A lot of exercise.
To be
You
alone
do it for a
when you
long
do
time.
that, though.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you out here doing jumping jacks.
During the break, instead of doing the bands, he's doing jumping jacks. Comes
Yeah,
all
but
sweaty
started
in
the
here.
bands this morning again.
Yesterday, we heard from Matt Rule. The second day of spring football. Sip, you were there. You actually were mentioned by Matt Rule at one point in the
How about that?
press
Steve?
It
conference.
was thrilling. Let's talk about that. Something else that some other stuff.
What do you want to start with?
I don't know. You could start
Oh,
about.
the light went out at Ellie.
Oh,
Like when
God,
I mean,
yeah.
you could just. Yeah, I was just sufficiently bored by our
Yeah,
conversation.
yes.
You could talk about. I would go with what he was looking for in the first 2 days of practice. They have, just for the uninitiated, yesterday was their second day of practice, of spring practice. They'll have 15.
Okay, here's Matt Rule.
Yeah, so the first 2 days, the rules are of our 15 practices, 3 have to be in helmets. The first 2 have to be in helmets. We think it's really important to give them Easter Saturday off. And so, that's the only time, that's why we go on a Monday. Coming off spring break, it's not ideal to take a week off and then start practice. So I was looking for guys to have come back in shape, so that we didn't have any pulls or anything like that. And I really think of these first 2 days really as classroom instruction on the grass, a ton of teaching, a ton of installation. The guys, as I told them, there is no depth chart right now. There is no, this is your role. It's not the coach's job right now to figure out who's going to play and who's not going to play. It's our job to figure out who can play. It's a big difference. I'll say that one more time. Job's not to figure out who is going to play. It's really who can play. And you're trying to teach guys and see what they can do. And so asking our players to just focus on their effort and their execution. We're trying to set a standard for those things the first 2 days in football. So I think it's been really good. We went 1 day inside, 1 day outside. Obviously we're practice fields are torn up right now. So there's some limitations, but we're blessed with elite facilities and we're able to get out there and get some work in.
There was also some level of admonishment Rule issued yesterday toward the media for he thought we botched what he said about Dylan. Do you have that?
Well, here's him on having a good offseason. Is that the question?
The
or no?
question was about, it was phrased by Mitch Sherman of The Athletic. He said that he remarked to Rule that Dylan Raiola may have already met some of the objectives that Rule addressed recently. Objectives. That's how he put it. Then Rule had this response.
I thought it was really poor on some people's parts. Like if you went back and listened to what I said he knows he can't be 240. I didn't say he was 240. so people ran with that, and it's unfortunate, right? I mean, I'm very marked with how I say things. I say things a specific way, and all I said was he knows he can't be something, but he already was. I mean, he's done a really nice job with his body, and he's continuing to do that. He's a big man. He's going to be a big man. You know why? When I was growing up early in football, you wanted a big quarterback because they stay healthy. They're durable. They don't get pulled down in the pocket. They don't get knocked down. He's got big hands. He'll be able to throw in all types of weather. He'll be able to throw. So I think his size is, he's never going to be X, but he's been really focused this offseason on, hey, I'm going to get myself to the right weight, get myself down to where I want to be. And I think, as you said, I think you can already see it. But, I always feel bad when I bring there's enough ire out there. When I bring that to somebody with something I said, but I think I was pretty specific in that he just knows what he doesn't want to be. Doesn't mean he's that. And he's I don't know, is he 19? 19? He's 19 years old. He's a very, very focused young man. So he's working at it. I think he'll be really good. And the fact that we had to move the pro day schedule around so he could throw for our guys, because it's important that they have someone throwing to them that they know, and then he has to get to class. So kind of move some things around. Appreciate the scouts, but yeah, he's had a good off season, and he's looked really good in practice so far.
So they moved it because they practiced yesterday. He could throw during pro day. Had Nebraska not practiced, that would have counted as one of his 15 if he would have thrown during pro day. Am I clear on that?
I wonder if it was pro day with coaches present.
I don't,
because you can go out, like, let's give an example. He can go out and throw on his own today. No one around. If he wanted to go out on his own and throw, he could do that. Like him and a couple of receivers could say, let's just work on a couple.
As long as there's no coaches.
No coaches, no anything. So I don't know what the legality of that would be. I haven't been through that real hard, but I would imagine it'd be something like, hey, if the coaches were out there during the throw, which they probably would want to be, that was probably where the line is drawn.
Right. And then, but so they moved it so they practiced that day. So it was fine. It doesn't count as one of the 15. What did you think about his weight comments, Jake?
I thought it was an odd response. Honestly, I did.
He sort of admonished us.
He got mad at the media, but he's the one to put the number out there. Like, if you put that number out there, there's something you're sending a message to somebody, whether it's Dylan or the media. Somebody is receiving that message about, hey, there's potentially an issue here. And to walk it back like that, I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that, but he said what he said.
Okay.
What did you think about that response?
I was taken aback a little bit. I was surprised. Then I started thinking, did I say something? You do that game in your head. Did I contribute to it? I'm not too worried about it. I wasn't too worried about it. I was glad he clarified it. I think Dylan already looks like he's in shape. And I always say Dylan's the least of my concerns. Like, I don't worry about Dylan Raiola. There's things on that team that you'd be concerned about, and it wouldn't be quarterback. For instance, though, do you have his comments about the D line?
Potentially.
The D line.
Jake does a great job of cutting these up.
They're not labeled always.
They're not
always labeled.
Why don't you tell me what the question was?
Well, the question was about the D line.
How's the D line?
Okay, then why don't you tell me what he said? I don't believe
he really was. I sense a strength. He said this: I think we'll have one of the best D lines around. And that's a question mark on this team. So he spoke highly of, like, Bill, Riley Van Poppel, Keona Davis. He said Elijah Judy is now at 300 pounds. When I first saw Elijah Judy, the first time I ever laid eyes on him, I was like, whoa, man, he's small. Well, apparently he's not small anymore. He was at he went from 270 to 300. But when he came here, I don't think he was 270. When I first saw him, I was like, oh, God, he's not a big dude. Cam, he mentioned RVP, Riley Van Poppel, Keona Davis, Elijah Judy, and Cameron Lenhart. Those guys really got to go. Okay. He had a lot to say about the running backs. You have that?
Yes, I do have that.
The running backs, I'd say, are right behind the D line is the question marks. You have Emmett Johnson, who had 908 all-purpose yards last year. Had a good year. Averaged 5.1 yards per carry. Had a lot of receiving yards. Had a good year. He's your guy. Behind him, they're huge question marks. Quentin Ives, Mekhi Nelson, Jamarian Parker and Connor Booth, and then there's Kenneth Williams, a walk-on from Lincoln High.
Here's Matt Rule on the depth at running back from yesterday session.
Yeah, I think we're going to be. I have no concerns with running back. I think Quentin's. You go back. I've talked about Quentin a lot. I think Quentin's really, really talented, and I think it's just been him getting an opportunity. We were going to play Mekhi last year at the end of the year in a couple games, and then I think I forget what happened. Like, it just ended up not working out. But Mekhi is dynamically fast, explosive, unbelievably competitive. Has an edge to him. that I love. And, we brought in, I think Kenneth has done a great job for us. He returned the kickoff to open up the bowl game. He's a local kid that ran 10-4, and then you look at the guys we brought in, Connor and Jamarian, we'll see how they do throughout the court. I think Jamarian got here like at 175. He's already 190 some. Like, he's big and strong. So we feel really good about those guys. I don't think that's a position where we feel like, at least right now, that, hey, well, we need to go out and do something here. We got guys that we know can play. And the only reason why Quentin hasn't had a lot of production, kind of very similar to the question that was just asked, was just hasn't had the opportunity. But he has the talent. He's 210 pounds and can run. So, but this spring's a really important time for them, right? It's a really, really important time. And the last thing I'll say about that, they all have the ability to, catch the football. In the offense that we want to be moving forward, you're going to have to be able to run the football, catch the football, and pass protect. And we want to be a 50-50 balanced offense. And Quentin can really catch the football. Makai can really catch the football. Kenneth can really catch the football. Now we'll see, the young guys, I think they can, but, they have to show me they can do it.
Ives had 6 carries for 7 yards last year. Unproven. All those guys are unproven. Makai Nelson carried 1 time last year for 2 yards against UTEP. Kenneth Williams, I guess, can run 10-400s. That's good.
That's fast.
Yeah, he's rolling. Jamarian Parker came in at 170 and now weighs 190 plus. You can't play running back in the Big Ten at 170, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe you can. You could maybe find an outlier somewhere.
Yeah, and also just, specific, play calls for that person for that particular thing. Usually over and over. You look at 20 carries. The days of the old like this got the ball 32 times. Those are over.
You don't see it.
You don't see it. You don't see them. It probably happens somewhere. Not really.
Very often.
That was one of the selling points, I'm sure, at Ohio State this last year with the 2 great running backs they had, was you have a lot of tread on your tire.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to the NFL, you got a lot left in you.
No.
Because those guys were built for 12.
How'd they look late last year?
Had to look pretty good, didn't
How'd they look? Looked pretty explosive?
Looked really good. Healthy, fresh.
Explosive as hell. Emmett Johnson said something I thought was sort of interesting that we could all learn from. He doesn't look at himself just as a running back. He said, I look at myself as a weapon. You should follow suit. I'm not just a radio host. I'm a weapon.
Be a great.
Noted.
Noted.
We're weapons.
Weapons.
Yes. Weapons
like
of destruction.
Right on, man.
Immediately what I thought about when he said it. We should all think about it.
There was
I'm not just a running back. I'm a weapon.
There was a question from our own Steve Sipple yesterday.
Made it nice. Did we get his voice?
We don't. I have not the first, but it's in here.
Okay.
It's this,
now, wait a second. I hope you're asking about, because you guys instructed me sort of to ask about the spring game.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I'm glad that you did.
Yeah, we did. We wanted to know what the thought process with it's a storyline right now with Prime.
With the Prime. So the question was about the possibility of playing another team or practicing with another team for a spring game.
I think if they ever passed something like that, then I would do it. But I think, it's like, I think the possibility of that is so remote, that it's, if they did it, I would look at it, but otherwise it'd be just, me surmising about something I don't think probably will happen. But if they did, I certainly would look at it. But
do you have any idea why that couldn't happen?
I just think it's just outside the current playing rules. I just think it would take so. Maybe it'll happen. Shoot, who knows? I have no idea. I just, it's just so far out there. Like, I remember being in a meeting at one point, and they were, we were talking about the Big Ten. Like, instead of playing 1 versus 2, I think Coach Harbaugh, someone brought up, well, 1's already won. Why don't we play 2 versus 3? And there was so many rules around who can play when and all that it just seemed like it was a non-starter. So I don't know. If anybody can do it, Coach Sanders can. And I know Fran jumped in there, and Fran's someone that I've known a long time. If anybody can get it done, they will. But if that happened, though, I would certainly look into all that has to offer.
I hope it's not a non-starter. The more I think about it, the more I hope that it eventually comes to pass. I think it would be helpful to college football.
Yeah, I don't see it be a detriment. There's always going to be a pushback of something. No matter what goes on, there's going to be a reason that's maybe not great. The other reasons, though, that it's heavily weighted for It'd be cool to do.
We got to. You say this a lot, and I agree with you. You've affected me in positive ways. This is one of them. You got to think about the fans a lot. You have to think about the fans a lot because without them, you're screwed.
You have nothing. If you don't have the fans, once people stop coming to games, start doing different stuff, you don't have anything. The fans. And they said, I look at it different now too, because before when I was coaching, I like to have a couple games. It's like, okay, we're right now, we're significantly more talented than that team. And I like that. I like what that Saturday night looks like when the game's over. But I get to go home maybe for 2 hours and maybe just not have to have a complete meltdown, type of deal. So I understand that. Once it goes the other way, as you're a fan and you're the one watching that, I'm like, that's not what I want to watch. I don't want to watch this. This doesn't excite me as a fan to see UTEP rolling into Memorial Stadium. That doesn't excite me at all. The excitement of a spring game or a spring practice or some sort of, I guess, another team. Like I said, I just threw out randomly North Carolina. And I threw it out there because of the connection between Rule and Belichick. They'd probably be able to work together. But just imagine that name coming in. Imagine you get a pull from all over the place.
Even if we didn't get a chance to see the practices, or even if they just closed the scrimmage, you'd still get a Belichick press conference.
Yeah, it would still be something going on. You'd have things.
Yeah.
I'm say, okay, SEC. Would you not like to see Mississippi State or Vanderbilt, something like that?
Of course,
it'd be great. It'd be awesome to be able to see. There's no one. I don't think there's gonna be a fan going, well, I don't want to get anybody hurt. Well, I told you,
not.
I lose my mind when that's the conversation, even in a staff room. No one wants to get anybody hurt.
Rule tackles in practice. They tackle. That won't be a reason for him.
Yeah. And the numbers are less,
right?
Because you don't throw 22 out there at one time. You throw 11 out there. And so so you're not constantly going against yourself. There's not 22 of your own guys going against each other all the time.
Rule mentioned himself yesterday that a waitress approached him and said, I'm disappointed. There's no spring game. He knows there's disappointment. You have to talk. You have to think about the fans all over, because some fans, and it's not obviously it's not.
Did the waitress blame him and say this is your fault?
I don't know.
What did you do the spring game, Matt?
I don't know if she did or not. He didn't elaborate, but they're obviously not terribly disgruntled because the TV ratings are good. I'd have to look back at the college football ratings, but I think they're good. The college basketball ratings obviously are good, but there's still, just anecdotally, I hear from fans who are not happy with what's going on in college sports, including one that sits to my right.
It's a simple thing to have a spring game.
Yeah. Well, the overall, I said, if I just said I could take a straw vote, is that right?
Straw poll.
Yeah,
you're right.
Would just be like that. It'd be 90% people want the spring game.
Yeah, and then what if it was someone else?
Yeah, then it'd be even way higher.
Right.
So we're not. That's the general thought, because everyone's like going, it's a fun weekend. Things are going on.
Absolutely.
We get to see some players, and then also the people that really like to see. They want to see the Dylan Rayolas. They want to see a few of those. They really like to see 2s, 3s. Guys are going like, they want to. This is one of the rare places, Nebraska, where all of a sudden when the 4th-string tailback's in, people are going, they know his name.
You don't think they want to see Jamarian Parker play?
They perk up.
They know these. They know the names. They know where they're from. They followed them. They want to see them.
Wahoo! People come up to see Connor Booth.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, not the case. We'll get more from Matt Rule later on the show. When we come back, a Sweet 16 team has lost a player to the portal. Tell you what happened next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Hi, I'm Jake from Lexington.
I'm Ellen from Ogallala.
My name's Ray from Sydney.
Hello, I'm Jenny from McCook.
Ryan from Lincoln here.
And I'm Steve from Omaha.
And we've all got one thing in common.
We all love trucks.
Which means we all want to win one of the 8th grade 2025 Ford F-150 XLT trucks in Trucks and Bucks from the Nebraska Lottery.
So I guess that means we have two things in common.
Well, I love playing Trucks and Bucks.
3 things in common.
And we're all from Nebraska.
Sounds like 4.
And I think the gray color of the trucks this year is beautiful.
5 things.
Guys, I just want to go to a Nebraska Lottery retailer, buy some tickets, and start playing today.
There's 6.
I like turnips.
I guess we stop at 6.
Trucks and Bucks, your Nebraska Lottery's most popular scratch ticket is back. Top prize odds are 1 in 336,000. Ford F-150 is a registered trademark owned and licensed by Ford Motor Company.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Salt Mine City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular single-axle light American lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R. Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Buick Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Buick Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at Buick, B-O-E-C-K, farmoutfitters.com. Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Hey, what are you talking about over there?
Huh?
I said, what are you talking about?
You know, Bill, I think it's time for both of us to get our hearing checked. We should head over to Christensen Hearing Analytics.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about them. They offer a free hearing consultation and screening, affordable hearing aid prices, and a knowledgeable staff with over 30 years of experience.
Visit Christensen Hearing Analytics today in Williamsburg Village or give them a call at 402-489-3450. Christensen Hearing Analytics. A better life starts with better hearing.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a few sprinkles possible, otherwise partly sunny with a light breeze, and a high around 70. Tonight, a chance of showers late, otherwise partly cloudy with the low near 48. And tomorrow, we'll see a chance of showers and storms, otherwise partly sunny and warm with the high near 81. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
LES wants your feedback. Help shape your electric utility's direction and priorities by taking an anonymous online survey. Make your voice heard before the survey closes on April 30th at les.com/survey.
What's going on, fans? This is Lexi Rodriguez, four-time All-American at Nebraska and now proud member of Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League One Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering us on in the stands. Visit LOVBOMA.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action this season. Go Big Green!
This
I'm not on drugs. I'm not drunk.
is Early Break. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Segment 2, sponsored by our friends at Beck's Hybrids. Farmers will know that volume discounts are a major factor in ordering seed, and oftentimes discounts are lost buying from multiple brands, but Beck's has the most diverse lineup in the marketplace. Go to beckshybrids.com for a full farm quote, and always remember the 3 F's: faith, family, and farming. At Beck's Hybrids today, we will highlight our friends. Let's go to Absolute Agronomy. In Beaver Crossing, Delane Bohack, 402-540-6647, a part of the Beck's Hybrids family.
Those guys, we talked about go time, and also there's a lot of excitement in Goner right now because there's a lot of weather forecasting of precipitation this weekend.
There is
precipitation
right?
weekend,
both days,
and that is something that is needed, and I need it too to get some of that mud off of my driveway.
Oh God! It rained mud.
It rained mud. It snowed mud, and it's
disgusting.
It's disgusting
It really
everywhere.
is.
We
My
talk about
patio furniture's covered in dirt.
it is.
Soot.
It is. We need a rain really bad. We need a rain. You have patio furniture. Oh, interesting. Yeah, huh?
Not off the internet.
Yeah, the internet. Off the internet. So this is the excitement around Goner right now because the big blizzard of wet snow is a positive. Besides the mud.
The mud sucks.
Wet, dirty snow.
Yes.
Good for farmers.
Good for farmers and good for the mushrooms. Now we got some rain coming in here, some moisture right when we need it.
When's it starting?
It's right time.
Saturday, Sunday, the rain.
I think it's supposed to be like 80 Friday and like 40 and raining on Saturday.
Not a golf weekend.
It's not a golf weekend.
40 and rainy?
Yeah, but that's what we need, Steve.
Yeah,
hey,
Bill's right. Look, I'm looking at my app. 79 Friday, perfect. And then Saturday, 65, but rain. And Sunday, 43 with the chance of snow.
Snow.
So get on the hog Friday because it won't be happening this weekend.
Were you on it last night? Because that was a beautiful night.
I told you I was in bed at 7:10.
That's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
Didn't enjoy the nice night that you were asleep at 7:10.
Nope, my neighbor was no.
Okay. Okay, so there's some news with basketball. Price Stanford is.
Oh, you want to do that one?
Well, real quick, then we'll get to
quick.
that.
Big news, in my opinion.
Price Stanford, of course, was a reserve player for Iowa. The brother of Peyton Stanford, who put 30 points on the board against Nebraska in Iowa City, also was good in the win here in Lincoln. But Price is visiting Lincoln. Is this correct?
Today. He's here today. Yeah, Price Stanford. You guys are familiar with both the Stanford boys.
Peyton graduated. Price still in school.
Robin, this is great. Robin broke the story yesterday that Price Stanford is visiting today. He had 2 really good games against Nebraska this year. Now, he didn't start for Iowa. His brother, his brother was probably the better of the two. Well, was the better of the two. I can't call this strip, so I'm just going to have to go from memory. Price Stanford, high-level portal recruit. The first one that I think we know of, right, Jake?
We've not heard anybody else.
Yeah.
We've heard rumors of people that interested in Nebraska, but not an official visitor or deep conversation.
He's from Waukee, Iowa. He averaged 8.8 points, so it doesn't blow your doors off, but he would be critical.
Good player.
You guys saw him play. I'm not saying this is your replacement for Bryce Williams because he's not, but he'd be a step in the right direction. There's other teams after him. I think Nebraska's got a great shot at him. Just background, what I know, you just got to kind of trust me. I think that they would be the favorite. Washington's going to come with a big number, though. So that's sort of, Bill, what you would call the fly in the ointment.
The fly in the ointment, a table of ointments.
Yes. The fly in the ointment is Washington. And they could come with a number. And these guys are commanding gigantic numbers right now before. You know what's going to happen this summer. It's all going to kind of get more regulated. But we're still in a period where it's not regulated.
Isn't the also a big story here which I didn't know until reading some stories that Iowa imploded? I mean, their two other best players are going to Creighton on visits. Nix and somebody else.
Josh Dix is looking to leave. Yes,
there's one other.
Dix is definitely.
There was two players I read were going to visits to Creighton, and so why are they imploding? I know Fran's gone, but they're bringing in a coach who's from Iowa City who's had incredible success.
What have you learned, Bill? Come on now. Sometimes you don't ask why. They just go, right?
You think the first that I could see him going into the portal, like I'm going to put my name in, but I want to hear what the new coach has to say.
Well, I'll give you a why.
Yeah.
I'll give you a why. Stanford averaged 8.8 points.
Yeah.
I've heard the numbers, what he's looking at. I'll give the why is because I almost said a bad word. There's a truckload of money.
That's my question is, though.
Almost dropped the bleep load.
There's a truckload of money waiting for these guys.
If you
averaged 8.8.
If you'd have bleeped it, that'd have been even.
Yeah, if I was ready for that.
There's a reason, Bill. 8.8. I saw there's a Youngstown State center, 7 points, 5 rebounds. That's a $700,000 player right now. 7 points, 5 rebounds, $700,000. This guy Sanford, don't be surprised if he's a $1 million player.
And I agree with it that it's money. I just had a hard time thinking that. So did Iowa just say, "Yeah, we don't have it"?
Yes, they don't have it. They're really low on the NIL.
That will be that will be.
It was announced. Bennett Sturge, that point guard from Drake, is going to follow Ben McCollum to Iowa. That we know for sure. He did say he's going to go. So they have a great player coming in.
Yeah. So no,
and who knows what he gets for NIL? But
yeah, you don't know for sure. Nobody knows the exact numbers. But I will tell you this. There's no way in the world Sanford would make this Sanford would make less than 6 figures. There's no shot of it. And then what I'm talking about is it will shoot way up. I mean, Nebraska's going to have to pay for him. They're going to have to pay a lot for him.
Speaking of Iowa, if you thought Fran McCaffrey would go silently into the night and just retire, nope, he's going back to Penn. His alma mater is Penn. It's not official, but we should hear news today.
You're just hitting me with stuff. I can't believe
65-year-old Fran McCaffrey is expected to be named today as the head coach of Penn, his alma mater. So expect to see that news at some point today come through. He's not retiring, not done. Fran's still going.
Does that tell you that he was definitely forced out?
Yes, he was definitely. Yes, he did not.
That's not breaking news.
No, that's not breaking news. That was not breaking news. He was asked to leave.
Yeah.
Yes, he was asked. That is a little surprising. At 65, when obviously
I'm not done.
Financially, you're
he's
set.
He's good.
Trust me, he's set.
Why do they want to keep working?
Yeah, I don't know. The people, I said, you get to a certain that's just what you do. So that's not a big deal.
No, it's not.
Calipari's like 66, isn't he?
Right. Yeah, he is. He's 66.
They got hired as a new coach at age 65.
True.
At Measure Arkansas, going, what do you want? Well, I don't know who's in their mid 60s that's available.
Well, I asked Bill. I asked the question rhetorically because I know, like for instance, my dad kept working, and I will keep working. I have no plans to retire at 65. What am I going to do all day? What would I do all day?
Plus, in anything, it's pretty well noted that staying active, having a place you have to be every day on task, is very good. There's no doubt about that. So it does. It keeps you young, keeps you. Sometimes you can just go off the grid pretty fast. All of a sudden, I go, man, that return didn't go very well for them. So you can go. So having a place to go in your job and things. And he's probably like, I'm going to go to Penn. I'm going to coach ball. I doubt at Penn the thing is really got to get NIL.
I doubt it.
There'll be something involved, but that's not the main course. So he's going to be like, you know what? I'm just going to go back. I'm going to coach some basketball.
I love it. I love it.
And I would imagine they'll do pretty well.
Yep.
Will not shock you to have them do pretty well.
Good job,
Fran's not done. When we come back, the mailbag and songs of days on Early Break in the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Hog Wild's giant stuffed baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
LES wants your feedback. Help shape your electric utilities direction and priorities by taking an anonymous online survey. Make your voice heard before the survey closes on April 30th at les.com/survey.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Busch Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Busch Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at Buick, B-O-E-C-K, farmoutfitters.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Koppel also has over 10,500 off list on new select models. So please stop on by and see what confident driving and confident buying is all about. We're right down 144th Street or online at koppelcars.com. All deals with the roof credit, 0% is standalone.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Join Jay Foreman, Eric Strickland, and Austin Norman this Thursday, March 27th at the brand new Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane as we celebrate MLB opening day and the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament. That's Thursday from 3 to 6 p.m. at Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket. You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're
No,
a big tough?
never feel like an
If
idiot.
you're a big tough guy this morning,
But you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
he stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate this much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Once again, your song of the day from 1979, Head Games by Foreigner. 464-56851 is bad. 10 is good. Text your rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers song of the day.
Foreigner sings very serious love songs, very serious relationships.
Are those power ballads?
No, that's not one. I shouldn't even call that a love song. It's like a relationship song. They sing a lot of those. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
Yes.
He's very
You're cold as ice, right?
Yeah. He's been very affected by women. I mean, just to the point where he stays up all night thinking about it, and he doesn't even know if it's daytime or nighttime. It's like, come on, dude. Get right.
Get right. Let's go. Get back in the game. Get back in there. Send a subtext. Send a subtext. Blitzkrieg.
They sing a lot of those. Foreigner does.
Yeah.
Right. That is true.
But I like it. I don't mind it. I like that song. I'm
kind of like I don't mind it. I don't mind it. But the score I think will probably be similar. I think. Also, I felt, Steve, that 79 is right at the cusp when things were changing from 8-track to cassette. It was right at that time. That's right at the line. Right. And about 80 to 81, it was all back to cassette. But the 8-track went to that. Also, Foreigner was also kind of a sidebar, but everyone had a Foreigner 8-track or cassette. Everyone had one.
Pretty much.
It wasn't your go-to. But it was like, yeah, it's in the box.
Pretty much.
It's there.
Oh boy, yeah.
Where do you go for rating this one?
Daylight, all right. I don't know. I don't know if it's real. Been a long night and something ain't right. God, so hardcore. Again, though, I like Foreigner. I like Hot Blooded. Cold as Ice, you mentioned. Feels like the first time's an incredible
It's
song.
a good one.
Feels like the first time's really
Very
good.
good.
Yes.
That's a good song. This one's fine. I don't turn it off. I always kind of chuckle at it.
This
is
one
so serious.
It's like he's kind of okay. All right.
It's like, come on, dude.
Snap out of it.
All right.
But I like it. I can give it a 7.115. I like Foreigner. I just can't dislike
Will Bill be as high as that?
694. 694. Interesting. Not really turning it off. It's a B list.
Yeah.
It's a B list
B
song.
list.
It's a
Probably
B
accurate.
list song. That's kind of where it's at. I'm gonna say Ellie's gonna be
Yeah, what does she give it?
5.6. Dad's gonna be a 7.9.
6.6 Ellie and Derek Dad 6.4.
6.4.
She liked it better than Dad.
Interesting.
Yeah. Wood River.
Wood River.
Would you lip sync that, Ellie? Would you lip sync?
She says
that?
yes. She would lip sync that.
Interesting.
I asked her today about the lip sync thing, which I'm going to have to miss on Friday because they're out of town. But they've been practicing now for 6 months.
And they practice tonight also, if you told me.
6 months
tonight.
straight. Every night they practice in the sorority, in the basement.
The O'Donnell Theater at 5:30.
Yes.
You might be there.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a report. I probably won't be there, but I'd like to have.
If I was in town, I swear I would be there. I'm just going to be out of town.
I wish you were going to be there.
Some ratings here in the song. Troy 8.8 on YouTube. Chris P 7.6. Genghis Better Time 7.9.
Okay.
Robert 8.6. Nashville Husker. Not my favorite Foreigner song, but still 7.65.
Right with us.
Bolt Better Times 9.1.
Ooh, Bolt, very aggressive. I don't know, Better Times we like. 9.1's a little high.
Now this is Chris says 9.9 on
nine. Well, he's probably been through a lot of relationships. So it appears,
hammered.
It appears as if Foreigner is just. They never have they're always in the midst of breaking up.
God, it's
every day
so
they
tiresome.
Every day they wake up and it's
all right. Here we go again.
Here we go.
Again.
Ed Games.
Fired up. Albert 9. Rick Heyman 8.1. High score from Heyman on YouTube. Text line here. That's not high T from Jane. That's 5. I wasn't doing high T songs today. That's
Heyman did that a couple months ago, though. So, yes.
Guilt Nerd 7.1. Rick from Wahoo at 9.
Yeah.
Gavin and Pender at 8. Bill.
People like this song. Right. They like this song.
Mike and Dalton 8. Lyle in Omaha 8.2. Doug in Idaho 9.4. Houston 7.6. Corey says 0. You're on a roll, Jake.
Zero.
That's back-to-back 0.
It's not a 0.
Come on.
Bill and Bennett 4.2. Hook Lever 5.
All right. There we go.
That's okay. Thank you.
Hey, how about Urgent? How about that song?
That's a good one. Jukebox Hero, of course. Big name, big song by them.
Urgent.
Imagine when they walk in, they're like, "Hey, I got a new song." And they start reading it. Oh, so it's a breakup song.
Sounds
it's
like the same
relationship song.
Yeah.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
They had a lot of
do
songs
this again, huh?
Yeah.
Double Vision. Yeah. Great one. God, they have quite a catalog.
They do. Big hits.
Waiting for a Girl Like You.
Yeah.
Okay, here
there
we
you
go.
Here you go again.
More sadness.
Blue Morning, Blue Day. God.
Change up the 5 here.
Can't you just sing about a car or something?
Imagine just driving around,
always
just
about
sad,
love.
just driving around Columbus, sad, listening to the Foreigner song.
Damn it! Sing about the ocean or something.
Give us something.
It's got to be another relationship song.
Give us something different. All right, it's time without further ado for the mailbag here
on
a Wednesday. Here we go. The 3 words you don't want to hear when it comes to IT are what, Bill?
I've been hacked.
You don't want to hear those words. Bad words. Avoid those words. If you go to appliedconnective.com through our friends Applied Connective Technologies in all 93 counties of the state, 99% retention rate. They manage all things IT and cybersecurity. One-stop shop. Free consultation at appliedconnective.com.
And they will be set up at the Final Four in San Antonio.
They'll be there.
They'll be down there. They will. Securing the Final
Are
Four.
They set up down there?
Yeah, physical security.
Why would they be there, Sip? Come on.
Wouldn't they be
They're
there?
at all these things.
Like a booth?
Like a booth, yeah. And they'll also be the ones making sure there's no foul play going on anywhere. No one's trying to hack into anything or something.
At the Alamo Dome.
The Alamo Dome. They'll be there.
Sanderson starts things off on the mailbag. He says, 2 questions. Number 1, do you, quote, mow the lawn or cut the grass?
Great question. Wow.
Great question at that.
Mow the lawn.
Mow the lawn.
Mow the lawn.
Mow the lawn.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Cut the grass is pretty old-timey.
Yes. Yeah, mow the lawn.
Okay. He also says, number 2, if you're ordering food and you want something left off like pickles, do you say no pickle or hold the pickle?
It's a really good question.
Yeah.
It could be either.
I say no pickle. No
I
cheese,
go
no
hold.
pickle.
I go hold.
Hold?
Yeah, I'm more hold.
I'll go no. I'd say no. No pickles.
Yeah.
Please.
I will say this in general. I just order it. Say it's something like
As
that.
is?
I'm an as is, and I just take off what I don't want.
Okay.
That way I'm not concerned in the back room if all of a sudden they put a pickle on there like they shouldn't have. No, it doesn't bother me.
Okay. This is from John. It says, good morning. My favorite cereal when I was a kid was Frosted Flakes. Did you guys have a favorite? Did you put milk in the bowl and then the cereal, or the cereal and then the milk?
I
So,
never
two-part question.
put the milk in first.
Yeah,
not,
no,
never,
agreed.
not
Nope.
once in my
It's
life.
milk
No.
on top of the cereal.
Yeah.
Have you ever done this one before? Where you have the cereal in, but you know it's a good floater. You know, it's going to elevate. You go
Super Sugar Crisp.
And you go hand on the. Pour in your cereal. Hand on over the bowl. Pour the milk. Kind of hold it down a little bit.
No, I did not. That's deep.
Yeah, I've done that
It's in
before.
depth, Bill.
I've held it down a little bit.
What cereal? Sugar Pops?
Now those are all super solid like that. But now I was always peanut butter Captain Crunch.
That stuff is so good.
That is so good.
I've never had it.
It's
Change
really-
that. Do it today.
it's incredible. And
Get it today.
Saw it yesterday in the store.
It'll change you.
It's
It
so
will
good.
change you. And then there was a time too. You guys, Jake, you won't remember this. There was a Frankenberry.
Yeah.
That was still around. I
Yeah,
believe, when I
Frankenberry was still around.
It was
That
pretty
was
good.
That was
good.
pretty. I really enjoyed the Frankenberry. That was something.
It was like in the Count Chocula family, I believe.
Yeah,
I'll
it was
tell
just
you.
the Count Chocula family.
It's hard to answer his question. It's hard to narrow it down to one. It's like narrowing a song, like your favorite all-time song. It's almost impossible to do. If the closest thing I would get was Super Sugar Crisp, and I had a big problem with it. I couldn't, like, it was an addiction almost.
No, it was really good.
It's kind of ugly here.
The problem was when you got for me, like the peanut butter Captain Crunch, the chance to go through a whole box in a day would be nothing.
You could do it.
You could do it very easily.
Super Sugar Crisp made my life miserable at times. Mom, I just ate a whole box. I'm down for about 4 hours.
I had a 4-way tie. I don't have a one. It's Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Reese's Puffs, Honeycomb, and Corn Pops. Those are the four. They're tied for first.
Corn Pops. Oddly specific.
Corn
Oddly.
Pops are incredible. I need to
They
get
are.
some today. I haven't had those in years. I got to change that.
So little yellow nuggets.
Oh, they're so good.
This is a freaky deal. So I haven't had Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal 40 years. Had a bowl yesterday.
Good God.
Had a bowl yesterday.
Yesterday.
So I had for lunch. I had bought some. I was walking through, just randomly through Hy-Vee. Saw it. I go, you know what? I'm just going to grab it. I
Ate it for
grabbed it.
lunch.
And yesterday at lunch, I go, I'm going to go with cinnamon. And it was incredible.
It is so good.
It was
Not
so
a
good.
terrible idea.
It was so good. And also, Jake, I had the bonus where I finished it and had some leftover milk. And I put a little bit more.
Yes. Oh, you have to.
Get the bonus back in.
To.
Yeah, the problem
that's
is you
beautiful.
keep going.
Oh, you can keep
well.
going, but you could to eat 4 bowls of cereal is not that hard.
Most people no,
it's not.
Most people will relate to this. You guys, I'm sure, ate cereal at times. So you had so many bites, so many bowls that your mouth hurt.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We've all
But
People relate.
Absolutely.
Apple Jacks would do that to you also.
Yeah.
It was a rough cereal.
And you had to
Yes.
stop. It was
Yeah,
almost a good thing.
Because
I got my mouth sore.
possibly too.
Or I didn't eat anything at all. Or I can't.
My mouth hurts.
My mouth hurt.
Mom, my mouth hurts.
Michael in Hawaii says, "Aloha, my 7-year-old daughter is getting into Pokemon, and unfortunately, I've long gotten rid of my Pokemon cards. However, are there any toys or items from your childhood you wish you still had?"
Oh, there's only one that I really wish.
one.
I
It's good.
There's two. There's the first one is my purple Nerf ball.
I was gonna say Nerf.
My my Nerf ball I had forever, and it just got. There's a chunk or two missing from my dog Kringle who had taken a piece out of it, and then it just calcified basically. It just turned hard. I mean, it was, but to have that.
How did
still,
it calcify?
Is that even the right word? Yeah, it just got hard. I don't know what it was. I think
that is the right word.
It just turned into a piece of concrete almost.
Oh.
And then also my wind up Evil Knievel. You wind that baby up like that and shoot the Evil Knievel off, and then maybe Super Toe.
Would you still want it? The question is, would you still want it? I don't know if there's I want my Evil Knievel now.
Yeah, I kind of wish for just keep
Just
thinking.
for
If I had a couple
nostalgia's
toys,
sake here,
I wish I had that ball put up somewhere.
If you were playing with your Evil Knievel in your driveway right now, you'd be committed.
Yeah, to be committed. Chance me playing. I'd like to have my ball up
Laura
on a
would
shelf.
have you committed.
Yes.
If you were making Evil Knievel sounds in the driveway.
Wish I had it.
I'd go with the old school whistling Nerf football. Throw up in the air.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
one.
Jake, do it again, Jake.
It's hard to make the whistle.
Jake, do it again.
That
That's incredible.
I don't know that you've ever done anything
Anything
better.
better. That's the best you've on this show.
That's right.
That's the best you've
I
ever
should
done.
shut it down.
Okay,
Okay,
shut
just
the
stop.
show down.
I'm good. I resigned.
Ellie, come in.
Last one. This is from Kelly. He says, "Good morning, guys. My power just came back on Monday after the storm, but luckily we had some family to stay with for 6 days. This got me thinking. We hear a lot about better times on this show, but I wouldn't say the times before electricity were better. What's an invention or something recently that the old guys are really pleased to have? I guess that's talking to you guys, the old guys. There's something you're pleased to have that is now better times.
Trying to think.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of things that come into
Air
that.
conditioning, TV, internet, phones.
Mine would be
around for
yeah.
Air conditioning, seriously?
Yeah, air conditioning.
Kelly said that. Now, read some options from Kelly here. In Wahoo, Kelly in Wahoo.
I would go back to simple things of
I got
the
one.
advanced remote controls on TV.
I got a clear one.
And then you're also your keys like that.
Yeah.
Starting your car remotely.
Yeah, I don't
be able
have
to press a button like that. Those things. There's times it comes in. That's like, okay, this is really handy. That I can all of a sudden, when it was that cold outside, that I could start my vehicle, go do a couple things here in the office, and go get into my vehicle, and it's already going.
Trix' sister bought her one, and I've never seen Trix happier.
Yeah, I mean,
automatic starter, car starter.
There is
pretty
an
good.
obvious one that wasn't around when we were around, and it solves so many problems in this world. The quarter zip. The quarter zip is a.
When did that come around, you think?
I'm 15 years ago.
Probably 20, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it was
15. Is an incredible problem solver. You can get up and say, I don't know what I'm going to wear, and I got to go to this function tonight, and I don't really want to wear a tuck-in shirt. Oh, just wear a T-shirt, but you can put a quarter zip over it. You're fine.
I thought you didn't like quarter zip.
But they serve a purpose.
They solve a lot of problems.
They solve a lot of problems.
We'll go out. The number. I'm saying it's every time we go out like that. I'm like, Laura's always like, "What are you going to wear?" I go, thinking about a black quarter zip. Oh, you know what she says every time? Shocker. Just like that, she says it to me. Shocker. Yeah.
Hey, nothing wrong with the black quarter.
Because
what do I have on?
Because,
black quarter zip.
What do I have on?
Black quarter zip.
How much do you think Troy Dannon appreciates quarter zips?
Yeah.
ADs.
How about
wear a quarter zip?
How about watch Michigan sideline when you watch them play basketball?
Oh, quarter zip.
Tennessee quarter zip.
Yeah.
Quarter zip.
Dusty May wears a tight quarter zip.
Yeah.
I need a kind of a tight one. I've been working out.
Yeah.
That is the mailbag, sponsored by our friends at Applied Connective Technologies. Hour 2 is next. CBS Sports has gone through every game for Big Ten teams. What does Nebraska end up with in their record?
We could do a whole show.
Do you have everyone listed?
I do.
Yeah,
we can't go all the. We might go through the rest of the week on these ones.
Yeah, we could do a whole show.
Can we pick out 2 or 3?
We'll do Nebraska today.
I'll do Nebraska.
Sure. And maybe a couple more. Yeah. Maybe Illinois.
Hey, let's do Nebraska and one other.
Illinois.
Okay.
Nebraska to Illinois.
All right.
Assessed by CBS Sports. Top of the hour next. Early break on the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Spring is the time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Führer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter, or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group, trial attorneys you can trust.
Salt Mine City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through March 30th, enjoy USDA Choice whole beef short loin for $9.99 per pound, cut and wrapped for free. Plus, a 3-day sale from Thursday through Saturday of USDA Choice 8-ounce New York strip steaks, just $7.88 each. Northern Fishery salmon portions, $9.99 per 2-pound box, and a handle of Tito's handmade vodka, just $28.99. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Koppel also has over 10,500 off list on new select models. So please stop on by and see what confident driving and confident buying is all about. We're right down 144th Street or online at koppelcars.com. All deals with the roof credit, 0% is standalone.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Wake up, Lincoln.
I overslept. Damn rooster didn't crow. It's time for Early Break, sponsored by Midwest Bank. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
If I were a feral cat.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
You get one team. Mine's the Houston Oilers. I'm not the Texans and I'm not the Titans. So I'm out.
This is Early Break.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Wednesday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Hour 2, as always, sponsored by our friends at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC. Location in South Lincoln at 27th and Jamie Lane. Also at 70th and Pioneers. And what does Shin Daddy have going on today on a Wednesday, Bill?
This is more our era, even though it's still available from what I understand. Like that, Steve, remember that?
I'm listening.
It's Weird Wally Wednesday.
Oh, God.
It's Weird Wally Wednesday.
Wow.
Like that. Shin Daddy's moving some used cars. The parking lot is full. The parking lot is full, and today is it's a must deal, must sell. Everything's got to go. He's got 44 cars.
No kidding.
He's got 44 cars in the parking lot. Must go today.
Weird Wally Wednesday?
Weird Wally Wednesday in honor of Weird Wally.
He won't make an appearance, though.
What's that?
Weird Wally?
Well, R.I.P.
Oh,
yeah,
R.I.P. to Weird Wally.
Yes. He sold 42,000 cars. Weird Wally did. Sold 42,000 cars.
Definitely a legend in this town.
Legend in this town, yes. And his advertisements were incredible.
Yeah.
And so Shin Daddy has taken that to Creighton today. He's got 44 used cars. Got it. Must sell today. Everything. So he'll be outside in the parking lot wheeling and dealing outside. And then and the car loans right inside. Whip right inside like that and get your car loan right in there.
That's got to be a zoo.
It'll be a little bit crazy.
Yeah,
It'll
that's got to be a zoo.
crazy.
Isn't there a sign still in East Lincoln that says, "Hey, home of Weird Wally"?
Yes.
Lincoln?
Yes.
As you come in on,
oh yeah, it's over here.
On East.
Right.
No, West.
West. Yeah, sorry. That's West.
Yeah,
directions are hard. Westo.
As you come in on Westo.
Yes. Weird Wally Wednesday.
Wow, Weird Wally Wednesday in Creighton at the bank.
Moving some metal.
So 44 cars are parked out there?
44 cars are parked
Does
in
it
the lot,
affect
right? And
parking?
it's cars and trucks. 44 total. It affects parking. It does. Sales start at 8:44, and away we go. Shin Daddy's out there. He's working the lot. People are out there right now walking around.
What's Tamara's role?
What's that?
Dutiful wife.
Was that finance?
Yeah.
Financing like that, making sure they have their loan approval. They get that stuff done. And also everything is fueled. It's free tank of gas, and also you get to test drive everything. You get to test drive everything. So take it for a spin, see what it's like. Absolutely.
You're gonna love this. Couple responses from About Weird Wally from the text line and YouTube. Boone in Firth says this. I lived somewhat close to Weird Wally growing up. He gave out Susan B. Anthony dollars for Halloween one year.
Jeez.
Gave out money for Halloween.
Dollars.
Gave out money.
Yeah.
It's
not Weird Wally. It's Incredible
That's
Wally.
Incredible Wally.
That's what it is.
Nice Wally.
Nashville Husker says, my dad bought a car from Weird Wally in the 70s.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All ties together.
What is
Weird
it?
Wally.
Better times.
You think?
You think when the place you went to look for a car was at Weird Wally's? Isn't Better Times? It's way better. Where you guys think I need a car? Where you go? Wally's. Where else would you go? He sold 44,000 cars.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not a bad life.
Not a bad lifestyle.
Did all right for himself.
Yeah, and those commercials were. I'm trying to think if they showed those in Columbus. It almost seems like they did. Maybe I'm crossing over.
Buffet Son says, are they working outside because of the sawdust on the floor inside from yesterday still?
Yeah, well, it was Twitty City Tuesday. Conway Twitty.
I thought about Twitty City yesterday, and I just laughed. Twitty City
Tuesday.
It's a great idea.
Great idea.
I hope to God there's a Twitty City somewhere in America.
Well, Shin Daddy be in charge.
There was for a day.
There was for a day.
There was for a day.
That's why they are outside. They're still cleaning up in there.
Twitty City. There's a mechanical bowl.
You don't just get the mechanical bowl in and out that fast. It takes a while to get it in.
No, you don't get sawdust up that fast.
No, it takes a while.
I was thrown when you said there had sawdust on the floor. I'm like, oh my God.
And peanut shells.
How are you getting that out of the carpet?
Yeah, it's a lot.
I have special vacuum.
Yeah. Special vacuum. They do.
Lots of them too.
Yes.
Thank you to Shin
Twitty
Daddy
City
for having Weird Wally Wednesday up in Creighton today.
Hey, so I think what we should do on the schedule thing is just do Illinois and Nebraska today.
We're going to. So CBS Sports, Tom Pernelli is again the king of the offseason. He saves us every single day, basically. CBS Sports. He went through his 2025 Big Ten win totals, odds, and picks. He says predictions for every team as Ohio State and Oregon face big numbers. We're not going to go through all the teams. As you said, we're going to do Nebraska and Illinois today. Because
who put out the number?
This is from FanDuel. FanDuel has the odds on that. So we'll go to Nebraska first here, since this is a Nebraska show.
Yeah, it's interesting to what he said about Nebraska.
So the FanDuel over-under number for Nebraska is 7.5 wins. Okay. Tom Pernelli goes through his projected wins and losses and has Nebraska going over 7.5. Here's his wins: Cincinnati, Akron, Houston Christian, Michigan, Michigan State, Northwestern, USC, and Iowa. If you're keeping track at home, that'd be a 5-0 start for Nebraska with wins against Michigan, Michigan State back-to-back weeks into October.
So he has losses.
All the road games.
All the road games. At Maryland, at Minnesota, at UCLA, at Penn State. If you're a Nebraska fan, you're thinking, okay, if they could get 8 wins that he projects and then just maybe win 1 or 2 of those on the road. Can't you beat Maryland on the road?
Yes.
Can't you beat Minnesota on the road?
Yes.
Can't you beat UCLA on the road? You're not beating Penn State. I'm sorry.
That's
a massive upset.
You're going no.
But those other ones, if you can you should be able to eke out a win somewhere in those games, right? Maryland, Minnesota. You should be able to eat. I think did he take the unders on Maryland at 4.5?
Well,
you don't have to.
I'm not doing Maryland today. We're doing Illinois today. Nice.
Try to sneak one in there.
You try to sneak. No. Give me their totals maybe tomorrow or Friday.
So it's striking that he picks Nebraska to beat Michigan and Michigan State, but he projects Michigan State low. Like their number's 5.5, I think, and he projected under. Or 4.5 and he projected under. He must think
5.5.
Yeah, Michigan State.
Are we doing Michigan State
We're
today?
not doing Michigan State today.
But I'm just
jacking.
Just illustrating. So he thinks Nebraska going to beat Michigan. Huh. Now, he has them under number 2, by the way. He doesn't think Michigan or Michigan State going to be very good. Neither of those teams. So I don't know. Can you beat Michigan and Lincoln? We know what it looked like last time.
Michigan, it wasn't pretty. It was 28-zip at halftime. It was a blowout.
Michigan lost a lot. Has lost a lot.
Lost a lot. It's in year 2, so the head coach should be better. I believe they'll be better, but they'll be starting a true freshman quarterback. So that's always that's never great.
Think about what they lost up front on defense.
Lost up front on defense.
Defense.
I will say this: they'll field a pretty good-looking team when you go to warm-ups and you look at them.
Oh God,
you won't be like going like, well, "Who's this? Is this?" No, you'll know right away.
But which team is? I am always struck like when Maryland came in, watching them in warm-ups. You're like, ooh, Maryland looks good.
Yeah, most teams all look
Big Ten teams.
I mean, the only team that didn't look that way this year was Purdue. You didn't walk that game, watch warm-up going,
not really.
Oh, why are they not doing well? They look the part. No,
not really. Anyway, so that's.
You want the analysis from Tom Fornelli?
I'd like to hear it.
Here's a quick summary. It says why he has Nebraska at 8-4. Says Nebraska is another team that could take a serious leap forward if Dylan Raiola rounds out his game and improves. He has the potential to be the best quarterback in the conference, which goes a long way toward winning games. I don't know if he goes that far in 2025, but I do think the Huskers take advantage of a schedule without Ohio State and Oregon on it. Pick over 7.5, 8 wins. For Nebraska's Fornelli's commentary there.
They got to be able to stop the run. That's the one thing you'll be looking at early. And I don't know though. Rule said yesterday that comment he made. I thought, I don't know. Nobody thinks it's a big deal, but me it seems like. But him just laying out that they're going to be a 50-50 team was interesting to me. 50% run, 50% pass.
I think that's. I mean,
is that what most people?
That's
are?
almost everywhere across the board. I mean, it's not going to be on. There's not Air Force isn't like, well, hey, we want to be 50-50 now.
What about
that's
64?
Not the case.
Aren't there some 60-40s out there?
Yeah, there's some out there. I'm sure. I mean, Michigan was. I don't think Michigan was a 50-50 team and they won the national championship. And then also you have to, when you say 50-50, you have to always take the 50-50 into account when the game is on the line.
Yeah.
So you can't have all of a sudden some of you finish a game out, run it 14 times in a row, and you're up by 32.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no, that doesn't count in that phase of who we are. Mm-hmm. That's kind of how you look at it. But yeah,
all right. Yeah, I don't want to go.
You want to be a 50-50 team. We said it's real simple. Hey, we want to be able to run it, we want to be able to throw it evenly. So that's
run it when you have to be able to run it. Get third down and 3, right? And then be able to salt away games if you have to. I've seen too many times over here when they just couldn't run, so they couldn't put a team away. Saw it too many times.
Hear me out for a second here, because this is a program we all know that has fired 9-win coaches twice. Frank Solich, Bo Pelini, we all know what happened there.
Yeah.
But if it's also a program that went 7-8 years without a bowl game, and they went to a bowl game last year, it went 7-6, beat Boston College. If I told you right now you could have 8 wins, maybe you take it, and you're not guaranteed. You could win less, but you could win more. Would you take the 8 wins and run if you're a Nebraska fan and say, "Listen, we'll take the 8. We're good."
Regular season.
Regular season. Yeah. Would Nebraska fans say, "I'll take 8, see you next year, and run," or take their chances and say we could get to 9+ potentially with this team? I'm very curious what a Nebraska fan would say.
Ooh, I don't know.
Based on the past and the more recent past of failures to get to bowl games.
What are you seeing on the text line?
464-5685. If you could take the 8 wins and run, would you take it? Or would you take your chances and say, no, we're going to play it out. We can get more than 8. Troy says, take the 8 on YouTube. Take the 8. Let's run away. Take the 8.
That's not getting you in the playoff, right?
Nope. Kent says, take the 8 all day long. Sanderson, I'm not taking 8. Defeatist mentality.
Andy.
It's downtown Scott. Play it out. Play it out. So not taking the 8.
I'm playing it out too, I think.
Lemon, take the 8. Hell yes, take the 8 from Kip.
These fans, Bill,
that
have been hurt.
That is someone says, "Dear Lord," someone says, "Dear Lord, take the 8."
They have been hurt.
Yeah, that when you hear that is what you hear from the fans because I would have felt that the text line would have been 95% no, play it out.
There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of pain involved right now,
especially when like I said, yes, the Big 12 is Cincinnati. Cincinnati was horrible, and you're playing them in basically a home game in Kansas City. There'll be 70,000 fans from Nebraska there.
112 degrees.
Yeah, and so I'm just saying this schedule sets up. I mean, you go on the road, and it's not like how do you go to Maryland and win? No, that's not that hard. How do you go to Minnesota and win? That's not like
that's not easy.
But no team. But think about that. Just think about it in the big picture. You think any teams so that think Ohio State?
No,
or anybody else is going like, hey, listen, Minnesota's real.
I know it's too bad that we're having that conversation now. I mean,
sets up. You have Michigan State and Michigan at home.
Hold on. Here's what we don't do. Nobody does a good job of it. When we have these conversations, it illustrates so plainly how far the program has devolved. When we say, can you go to Minnesota and win? And you say it like that. God, can you do that? I don't know. Think about that. Just think about where it was in 1999.
Now, if you're a Minnesota fan listening, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, we beat you regularly.
Yeah. So I get that
regularly.
But the overall view of it should not be not concerned, but just be like, okay, we're in great shape.
Jake's not of the age. I'm of the age where there's a part of me sometimes when we're having these conversations, I'm like, God, what? There's no way I saw this coming in 1998, where we're saying, I don't know if they can go to Maryland and win. I don't know. Jeez. But anyway.
It's set, in my opinion, it's set up for a minimum of 9 wins.
I don't know. Text line.
There's 3 back-to-back texts. I think just it points out how this is not we're not on the same page here. Someone says, take the 8. Improvement. Corey then says, if you take the 8, you're a miserable coward, basically. Kevin says, I'll take the 8 twice. So you got someone making fun of you for saying take the 8, and 2 people are saying, no, take the 8.
Corey, you're a miserable coward. He's from Columbus.
Maybe laugh. I'm not calling anybody a coward, but I would. But I
miserable.
I have a hard time being like, just take the 8. Just take no.
But I get it. I get from the
I understand what
the fan base is really
stung.
They are massively stung, deeply stung.
It's been hard.
The question I'll ask to Steve from covering him from all these years, and Jake being the super fan, is when you talk about that, okay, 8, yes, progress, but then how is that set in with the current structure of college football? When you see number 16th team in the Big 12 go to the playoffs and get a bye in Arizona State, Indiana 3-9 to a playoff team. So how does there's a lot of things.
Why does it have to be such a slow build here?
Why is it so slow? Especially because now it's year 3. If this was year 1,
take the 8, baby.
Take the 8, absolutely. Even year 2 probably but year 3,
right?
When it's well documented that you have probably top 3 to 4 facilities in the country, fan bases maybe 1, not sure who would be better. Probably 1, probably none better. As far as that, and then they also have an incredible NIL.
Okay, so the answer would be, what if I were the head coach answering this question? I'd say because we're building it the right way. I'm not building it for a 1-year run and then we back off. Now, the question will be, can Arizona State follow that up? Can Indiana follow? What will Signetti's team be like this year? Or do people I get the sense that people don't mind building up for a 1-year run. If you make a 1-year run and you get to the playoff, okay, if you drop off the next year, we can live with that.
But you didn't look at Indiana and Arizona State and said, they're building it for a 1-year shot, man. No, you thought they were you thought they were epic failures.
Right.
That was coming. You didn't look at it and go, man, they dropped $30 million, they're making their run. No, they were picked dead last. Both of them.
No, these are hard conversations to reconcile in your mind. Does it have to be a slow build now? Does it have to be? But if it is a slow build, is that a signal that it's being done the right way? Would 8 wins? Okay, this is a better way to answer. To ask the question, would 8 wins signal that it's being done the right way?
I think there's always it can go either way, but yes, it says good things. It says that
it's a good sign. It's a good sign.
You say it's a good sign.
Okay, 8-4, then with a bowl win, I think that would be important. 8-5, you went 7-6, then you went 8-5. That's progress, but it's not great progress. If you got 8 and then won a game, a good game, say you went to Florida and beat an SEC team, that'd be good. 9-4 with a win against Mississippi, Lane, something like that. That'd be great.
Texter says, firing back at Corey for calling people cowards. He says, Corey, we are all miserable. Take the 8. Get some positivity in your life. This has become a therapy session here.
Miserable cowards a little hard.
Well, that was rough, Corey. You want to take that back?
I would say I'm right down the middle, though. I can understand those who say no, play it out. And I also see the side of I'm going to take the 8.
Oh, I think about the pain. For instance, the pain in Iowa, Bill. I'm not a fan, like a super fan like Jake, but I felt pain in Iowa City watching that collapse. I was pissed. I was angry. I'm like, what are we doing? It was a collapse.
You weren't sitting with the Iowa fans that day.
Jake was in the.
How I think that went. That was just great.
You were angry.
Awesome.
You were angry.
Yeah. I was. I saw Reed in Des Moines after the game. Listener to the show. I said, I can't talk, Reed. I'm distraught right now. Pissed.
That was
Jake in the stands because Jake had to be pretty. I
was cold, by the way. It's freezing
and pretty adamant during the game when things were going well, weren't you, Jake? You showed your spirit.
I was clapping.
Yeah. I think the word you're looking for is obnoxious.
Obnoxious, borderline obnoxious. I think Jake would have been obnoxious.
I've been called that before.
And then when it flipped
today,
and then it flipped, didn't it, Jake? Then it flipped all of a sudden.
I got real quiet.
Things got
yelling.
really quiet.
Yeah.
Then the "Let's Go Hawks" chant started.
Yeah, that was wonderful. Loved it. We don't have time to go to Illinois today because we're behind time.
We'll do it sometime
else.
We
will tomorrow. Before we get to break, though, I think you guys are probably hungry for some great food, right?
We are.
If you'd want to go somewhere, I'd probably tell you to go in between Lincoln and Omaha to our friends.
Right
at
in between.
Ruhlman's. I've got some steaks here, some items on the menu. Pull this up here. How about a filet mignon? You like that?
Yeah.
That sounds good?
Popular steak.
How about
sound like Riker 5 against Maryland. You like that?
Yeah, you like that?
New York strip. Delmonico style ribeye. They got wood roasted pork secreto. I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds delightful.
Yeah,
there.
pork.
They've got lamb sirloin picana.
Lamb.
Ruhlman's. You mentioned there's fish there, Bill. I mean, they have
walleye.
They have Chilean sea bass.
Oh, the sea bass.
Chilean sea bass at Ruhlman's. If you have not stopped by, please change that. Sip might go this weekend. You never know. I might be there this weekend. You never know. Bill has been there.
Sip has said he's going, and we've pushed back on it pretty hard.
I'm pretty sure I'm going. I'm pretty sure.
Please stop by today or get a reservation at RuhlmanSteakhouse.com.
Where's the sea bass from?
Chile. Chilean sea bass. They don't mess around.
I've never. So is that the only place you can get sea bass? I've never on a menu seen sea bass that wasn't from Chile. I've never seen that.
Is Chile right on
Cuban
the water?
Sea bass.
I think so.
It is.
Yes.
Chile is on. Yeah, it is on the water. When we come back, Bill's Thrills on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently. Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Imagine a healthier, more active, physically fit version of yourself. If you've been putting off getting into shape, now is the time with the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-Week Challenge. Our program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to help you achieve your fitness goals. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off your enrollment. The next 10-week challenge begins on April 12th. You can get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Don't wait any longer. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a few sprinkles possible, otherwise partly sunny with a light breeze, and a high around 70. Tonight, a chance of showers late, otherwise partly cloudy with a low near 48. And tomorrow, we'll see a chance of showers and storms, otherwise partly sunny and warm with a high near 81. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Reminder, if you have any problems with your computer, watch, or phone for Apple products, there's a place to go in Lincoln and across Nebraska. Computer Hardware, the official Apple store of Nebraska. 45 years in business. Lincoln, Kearney, Hastings, and GI, just south of O Street, 70th and O in Lincoln. Go see Tripp and the team. If you need a new Apple, you can buy it there. If you want your Apple product fixed, that's what they're there for. Computer Hardware, 45 years in operation. Good people. It is time, without further ado, for a Wednesday edition of Bill's Thrills. So here we go.
Some call him the most interesting man in the world.
That is setting up the morel mushroom bonanza.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's gonna be a bonanza?
Mushrooms grow better with thunder and lightning.
Others call him Coach. But to everyone else, He's Bill.
I want to get one of those military ab stimulators for us to wear during the show. Have you seen? I sent it to you today.
It's time for Bill's Thrills on Early Break.
Yes, Bill's Thrills, sponsored by our friends at Trados. If you have grain, market, or crop insurance questions, there's one place to go. That's gotrados.com. GOTREDAS.com. Bill, it is a Wild Card Wednesday. Where are you taking us today?
Pretty simple.
The glasses are on. Glasses are on.
Like that.
Those who are cool still rule. Those who are cool still rule. The interaction of the hoops coach and the officials. Just want to hit on that.
Okay.
God, it just drives me nuts. The ones that are just every single time down the court or every foul is epic. The palms up. They have just the meltdown. They stomp to the end of at the end of their bench. It is so fun to watch those who are cool that don't say much, have a little interaction sometimes with the referees.
Rick Barnes.
And they just talk. You see them just discussing kind of what happened. You see kind of a nod here and there. The ones that don't get so emotionally wrapped up in the game where they lose their mind on what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. I love watching the cool. I still want energy. I still want to be up, and I like that part of it. I don't want someone just sitting there, just blank stare. But the ones that every single call is epic. Hurley was one.
Oh, he's one.
Yeah, he's one. I mean, it was just,
everything's a drama.
Everything is drama, and there'll be some in this. And when you watch I love watching the sidelines. First of all, you get to watch them. They're right there. TV cameras are always they're right on top of them, so they get to see both of them. They're within. We talked about feet of each other, and the ones that are cool are just so much fun to watch.
The cool, like Rick Barnes is cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Just handles it.
Never's out of control.
Yeah, never out of control. You never have this.
Who else is cool?
I said John Shire's
Shire's
cool, right?
cool for young. Yeah, for young is very cool. Calipari, he's a little bit not. He gets after it pretty
not
hard.
Cool.
He's not. He's
Patino.
Yeah. You know what? He'd have his moments on a few things, but for the most part, pretty cool.
He's pretty cool.
When you looked at him, it's like that dude's pretty cool.
Hey, Jake, you want a cool one?
McDermott.
He is pretty cool.
Except for this one. You, Shuddy.
To Bill Murray's son.
Bill Murray's son. Your dad was incredible. Your dad was incredible. Your dad was incredible in Stripes. That's your dad.
I love Groundhog Day.
Shuddy. Love Groundhog Day. It was incredible. You were not in Groundhog Day. You need to be quiet.
The skit, he didn't really do that. But if he did, it would have been incredible.
Wish it would have happened like that.
He did have words with him though.
Oh,
he did have words with him. Like and again, you don't address that.
I'm glad you brought that up. I gotta remember that. You Shuddy.
Hey,
so but who else? Who else is cool?
Fred's cool.
Fred's cool.
Super cool.
Very cool.
Very chill.
Yeah, very cool.
Fred
Especially
is super cool.
Give you the advantage. What game was it? Was it Ohio State? When was the on the sideline when the guy traveled and they didn't call it on the inbounds?
Yeah, I think
play?
it was Ohio State.
Was that Ohio State in that crazy game like
yes.
that? And he's like upset, kind of shows that the guy traveled.
Yes.
I mean, if that would have been, I would have probably taken the technical on that one. I probably would have had it. I mean, the guy traveled so bad and still cool. But the guys that are cool, and you go and you'll notice them. Just watch these last 8 games.
Oh,
and you'll see, and you'll see the
Chris
meltdowns.
Beard cool or not? I don't really watch him closely.
I don't know. I haven't
seen enough.
Izzo's not.
Enough time.
Okay, how is Izzo?
Izzo's crazy.
Breakdown
Izzo can be crazy in the sidelines.
Is
it
at the officials or is he just animated?
I think it's mostly
a combination.
Seems like he's more animated, not so much directly towards the officials. And I'm telling you, at some point in time, I think it was who got the key one. Wasn't it? Didn't Louisville coach get one? A technical?
Yes, he did against Creighton in the first round. Yep.
So whatever he said or at that, it was a lot because those officials take a lot. I think they have a fine line in their head. Like, hey, listen, if they wants to chirp or say something, if he goes down this path or says this or it's just continuous, I'm finally doing it. Now at the same time, you see all those signs that you don't see a ton of technical fouls.
No, you don't.
You don't see a ton of them.
You got to really do something.
You have to really be obnoxious. But
Dana Altman, someone says very cool, chill in Oregon. Dana.
Okay.
Yeah. And so there's no like, he's so animated. I love him for that. I mean, he's spirited. That's who I want. Yeah, there's some spirit to that, but the cool, because here's the deal. If you let every call in basketball get you worked up, there's something controversial about every 30 seconds. It seems like it's the one that gets me so much like that is the close ones where it's like, why get worked up on whose ball it is out of bounds? It's just that there's close calls all the time, but the coaches who stay in check that are more concerned with how their team's performing rather than what that call was at that time. Because I've never seen one reversed yet. I've not seen one yet.
Well, I don't know. How's Cronin?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he's pretty. I think
he's pretty crazy.
I think he's pretty adamant towards the officials.
I don't think he's chill.
Yeah.
I don't think he fits that. Musselman?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah, don't know.
Haven't watched him enough.
Fran
McCaffrey, not chill.
Not chill.
Not chill?
No.
Cool. Didn't he get kind of chill this year?
More.
The stare down. Remember the stare down?
He stared down a ref for a minute.
That was
uncomfortable. Yeah, uncomfortable.
Kelly Pfeiffer. He stared him down.
So just watch it this weekend.
I will. Fred, I like the way Fred does it. Now, when Fred gets mad,
that's why it's kind of good when he does get mad.
When he gets
Even the
mad.
officials are probably like going, I better check myself.
Right.
Fred's livid.
Fred
does not get livid with the officials, and he is. My first thought, if I'm an official, like, pretty sure we screwed this one up.
Yep.
I think there's something we didn't handle correctly.
The thing I like about Fred is he got some bite. He does have some bite.
Yeah, and he chooses his time. But I love the ones that is not overly animate, stomping to the feet towards the official.
So you're
towards the
all
official.
I think about is Hurley. He's horrible.
What's Bruce Pearl? Is he chill?
He is. No, he's not chill.
But I don't see him after the officials as much.
He goes after the
after his own
officials.
team usually.
It seems he's
Just
more like
in the game.
Into the game. I don't see him. That'd be fun to watch. We're going to see him. So evaluate it. You're going to watch him
Painter
play.
seems pretty chill, right?
Yeah.
Painter at Purdue's pretty cool,
sure.
pretty chill. By the way, there's a graphic going around about the teams in the Sweet 16 about where their players came from. Purdue is the only team that they started at Purdue and they're still at Purdue. All 5 starters at Purdue were there from the get-go. No transfers in their lineup. That's the only team. Duke had 4 original Dukes and one transfer, but otherwise it's all just a hodgepodge of transfers all across the Sweet 16. But Purdue, all 5 starters were there from the get-go.
Ooh, you'd think that'd give them an advantage.
Well, they're in the Sweet 16, so some things are going pretty well for them.
Yep.
And could they win? Yeah.
Yes, they could.
Absolutely.
Purdue, let's look at their road now,
they
guys.
play Houston, right?
Oh, they can definitely beat Houston.
They
Houston's not the insurmountable team I thought. Then if they would beat them, you know what? Purdue could go to the Final Four. Then they would play either Kentucky or Tennessee.
Winnable.
Those teams are really good. All
they're
these teams
beatable.
are really good at this point, right? All of them.
Yes.
What's Duke's path?
Duke's path is they got Arizona,
Okay.
and then they would have to beat BYU or Bama to get to the Final Four. So they got to
be a great game. Duke against BYU or Bama would be great.
Yeah.
They're all, like Bill said, there's no bad games now. They're all must see to me.
You generally at this point in time, because of the 12 seed making the tournament, 11 seed, there was a couple you go, this is not great of a game. And these are all, every one of them, it's like, wow.
I'm trying to say which one I want to see the most, and it would be Ole Miss, Michigan State.
That should be a great game. Izzo versus
easy.
Beard.
Alabama, BYU.
Wow. It's going to be a scoring fest. I mean,
That's going to be.
I'm looking at this. This is on Thursday. So this is the total points in the other games. So Bama, BYU, the total in Vegas is 175.5. Okay.
That's the total.
The other 3, Maryland, Florida is 156.5. So 20 points less.
Yeah.
Arizona Duke's 153.5. And Arkansas, Texas Tech is 148.5. They're expecting 30 more points in that game. Bama, BYU.
Who did Texas beat? Not Texas. Sorry, who did Bama just beat?
Bama just beat St. Mary's.
So St. Mary, they talked about Bama scored 80 or 82 points. That's the only team that's been over 70 against St. Mary's because they control the clock. They still scored 80.
Yep.
They still scored 80 against a team that grinds it
Try
out.
to control the clock.
Try to control the clock. Everything. They still scored 80.
St. Mary's won their first game in the 50s. I think it's 59-56 over Vandy.
There's a chance that game of BYU, that both teams are in the 90s.
Get to the hundreds. Come on. Get to the hundreds. Bill, the headline again, please.
I've got it right here, Jake.
Get your glasses on.
Those I'm good without.
Okay.
Those who are cool still rule. Those who are cool still rule.
That is Bill's Thrill, sponsored by our friends at Trados. It is time to play the game show. Give us a call right now at 464-5685. Your chance to win a business box of bagels to Bagels and Joe. Today's topic is Wild Card Wednesday, very wild cardy, and I'm sure that Sip will like this a lot more than Bill. current NBA arenas. I'll give you the arena name. You tell me what team plays there.
That's insane.
Very wild card.
It'll be
Very
immensely
random.
embarrassing.
Well, we
for
have
me.
30 teams. Is that
I will
right?
give
30
you. You
teams.
just tell me the team. I give you the arena
Yeah,
or the center. You tell me who plays there.
Hey, hold on. It's very possible he'll give us an arena that I've been in.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Very possible.
Very possible.
Give us a call right now. 464-5685. Shut Up Simple starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
464-5685. Call the Dick Down Sip and Bill in trivia today, Wildcard Wednesday, NBA arenas. We don't do NBA very often for a
I'm
reason.
really happy
for
doing
a reason.
this.
Sip may have been in
For a
these
reason
places.
for you two guys. I like the NBA.
Yeah, listeners aren't huge NBA fans either, it feels like, in the city. We have Mike. Mike, how do you feel about NBA arenas today?
Oh, not the best, but I'll give it a shot.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, Mike. Bill, a lifeline for Sip for one question. As always, Mike, first question to you. What NBA team plays at the Barclays Center?
I know that one.
The 76ers.
Ooh.
No.
100% got it. You got it? Yeah.
The Nets.
Brilliant.
The Nets is correct. So Bill's
Nets.
still in play, and you're up 1-0.
Yeah, we're
Looking good.
Yeah.
Sip, what team plays at Ball Arena? B-A-L-L. Ball Arena.
I mean, I have a guess, but Bill, I mean, this is where I need you.
No, if you have a guess, take it. I have no idea. Nor is it for me to guess.
Ball.
I know it.
Uh-oh.
Mike.
Oh,
Mike knows it.
All of a sudden, Mike's chiming in here.
Chirping up here.
Yeah. You're not on Google, are you?
No,
I'm not.
Okay.
5 seconds, Sip.
I must say the Rockets.
Mike thinks he knows this one. Mike, who plays at Ball Arena?
I believe that's in Denver, the Nuggets.
A place that Sip has been to. You have been
Was
to
it Ball
Was it
Arena
Ball then?
4 or 5 years ago,
the
though?
Pepsi Center back.
Yeah.
But now it's been Ball Arena for a couple years. I think you might have been there when it was
Pepsi
Ball
Center.
Arena.
No
still.
chance I knew that.
You don't think so?
Jake, it was pre-COVID.
That still might have been the Ball Arena back then. I don't know when it changed names. Mike, back to you one time.
Here we go,
For the
Dicey.
lead. What team plays at the Delta Center, Mike?
Layup. Mike.
Oh, Bill's getting spicy in here.
It is a layup.
Delta Center. 5 seconds.
I'm gonna Atlanta Hawks.
Hawks. No.
Bill, I'm only like 70%. If you're 100, go ahead.
Sure hasn't changed, I don't think, as I'm going to go with the Jazz.
Yes.
Brilliant.
It is the Utah
I was
Jazz.
70%.
Hey, Steve.
Look at Bill helped out on NBA
We're up
arenas.
2-1.
2-1.
This is for the win, but Mike can still go the tiebreak if you get it wrong. Sip, you're on your own. What team plays at Rocket Arena?
Don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Rocket Arena.
We just talked about. I heard this just. I actually. I've heard.
Rocket.
So it's Rocket Mortgage, right?
Rocket Arena.
There's the
The Orlando Magic.
Mike, you need this one to
seemed
force
like there
the
was
tiebreaker.
an easy guess. Is it that easy?
Mike, you need this one.
I know this. My cousin has something to do with that place. I think it's in Cleveland.
So we've got all 4 questions right, and all 4 were stolen.
Oh.
You got his questions, and he got yours.
Yeah, we should have known that one.
This will go
Should have.
Multiple
Seriously.
choice. I'd have got that one.
All right, this is for you guys. You can talk to Bill here.
Okay, converse.
The United Center in Chicago has the largest capacity in the NBA with 20,917. Smoothie King Center in New Orleans has the smallest capacity. What's the capacity? Again, the United Center has the largest at 20,917. What is Smoothie King Center's capacity
I've been
in
to
New
Smoothie
Orleans?
King. I've been there.
You guys can collaborate here.
I think you're about spot on. Do we want to go a little higher just to make it a little more? No, I'm good with it. Go with it.
12,179.
We hit it on the dot. We hit it on the dot.
Over under 12,179.
We're within 10. We're within 10. Which decision are you going to make?
Are you shitting me?
Whoa, hey, whoa. We can't cuss on the radio. What are you doing here? I can't blur that out. What happened? What just happened there?
Easy, Mike.
What's the answer? Over under that. What happened there?
Are they really within 10?
No.
I would say over.
Brilliant. It's okay. It's not a bad one.
What just happened? Mike, we're on the radio, man.
I'm sorry.
No, you're
the
fine.
The answer is 16,857. No, they weren't close. I'm just thrown off by the S-bomb thrown out there.
It's not such a bad word.
Congrats, Mike. You win bagels. No cussing next time.
Great job.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Mike, you're
Just
fine.
threw a pick. I mean, that was loud.
2025.
Did he think for a second we hit it on the nose? And he thought maybe we did.
He thought it was a terrible guess.
What just happened?
He thought it was a terrible guess, and it was.
It was. Yes.
Gosh,
But I just, but
thrown
if
off
I'd
right
have changed it, I only would have went to like 13.
Me
Or
too.
something. I wasn't.
16's not that small.
That's not small. That's a big arena.
I didn't say it was just the small list of the arenas.
Right. No, I'm not criticizing you, Chip.
It opened in 1999. Oh, by the way.
Okay.
Smoothie King Arena.
Been there.
Yeah, we're not criticizing you. I'm just surprised that's the smallest arena.
Is Zion playing?
He's played a little bit. He's played a couple games here and there.
He's playing.
I have no idea.
He's not reliable. He was when he's on the court, he's really good, but he's never on the court.
He was must-see TV in college. Yeah. Must-see TV.
Hey, by the way, before we get to hour 3 and Sean Callahan, so Phil Ruhlman on YouTube said this earlier. He said, we got to pull it up here. If Sip comes by this week, I will personally greet him at the door.
Okay.
I will greet you at the door if you come by.
Will he get a free dessert? Can he get a free? Can we throw in a free dessert?
Phil,
Phil,
there's
let
a
us
potential
know.
for a free dessert.
We want to be the skillet cookie. Can we do that in?
Phil, I'm looking at Saturday. I'd say be ready on Saturday.
Yeah. Also, our friend Paul Klempa, the bowling coach, chimed in. He gave Foreigner the song of the day a high score.
Yeah.
Also said today they announced for the Husker bowling team their postseason assignment for regionals. They expect to be the number 1 overall seed in the country for Husker women's bowling.
And they get their assignment today?
Today.
Paul Klempa, a great friend of the show.
Yes.
And a great friend.
So after when I'm sure Paul would agree, right? So when the season's over here, which we're looking at a couple weeks from now on the show.
In studio. Preferably.
Paul, would you do that?
Paul is we love Paul.
You're
always welcome, Klempa.
He's a great guest because he has interesting things to say.
And he likes to do Sip impersonations when he comes in once in a while. He's done that twice. He's done a simple impersonation.
Forgot about that.
While you've been sitting right next to him.
Forgot.
When we come back, hour 3, Sean Callahan next, an early break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com. Do you need a urologist? At Urology Partners of Nebraska, we understand the urgency of your health. That's why we offer appointments within 48 hours. Although we're new to the community, our team brings years of experience and expertise to provide you with the best care possible. From vasectomies to kidney stones, we've got you covered for all your urology health concerns. Call 402-413-2800 today and experience the difference at Urology Partners of Nebraska.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family-owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
I'm Chief Dave Engler. When a fire truck hits a pothole with 12 tons of fast-moving equipment and crew, it's a problem. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue Lincoln's quarter-cent sales tax for street improvements. A vote against eliminates the street funding. A vote for will not raise your taxes and keeps the funding in place. And better roads means faster response times. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com.
We use our Lincoln streets every day, and so do first responders. But visitors and out-of-town commuters also do. A quarter-cent sales tax for streets passed by voters in 2019 makes those commuters pay about $6 million a year to improve streets. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue it. A vote against means no more funds from commuters. A vote for will not raise your taxes, and commuters still pay. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com. Paid for by the City of Lincoln.
Spring storms can unfortunately lead to power outages. While LES line workers go out in the storm, you can stay in, but you can also help by reporting your outage right away online at les.com/report.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option. Fleet Feet Lincoln is excited for the upcoming spring season and the warmer temps, and they want you to get outside and be active. Fleet Feet's Fit ID process takes a free 3D image of your feet to help runners and walkers alike find comfortable tennis shoes and inserts that ease pain associated with plantar fasciitis, bunions, and more. Get back on your feet this spring with a trip to Fleet Feet, open 7 days a week at 77th and Pioneers.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most. For all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
Wake up, Lincoln.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's great to stay up late.
It's time for Early Break, presented by Nebco. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I like Stone.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
And here comes a sandwich from God.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
Hey, somebody grab me a mocha quick, would you?
This is Early Break.
Welcome back to Hour 3 on a Wednesday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Hour 3 sponsored by our friends at Nebco, now hiring at Ready Mix Concrete. CDL drivers, they offer great pay, benefits, paid time off, and CDL training, and a $2,500 hiring bonus. Check out their jobs at nebcoinc.com for more. We are now joined to start off the 8 o'clock hour by Sean Callahan, Husker Line. Sean, good morning. Yesterday was Pro Day for Nebraska. We have not dove into this much so far. Who stood out? What was the star of Pro Day yesterday, Sean?
Well, I think Thomas Fedoni in the workout portion, just from things we've heard, looked really, really strong. Running, catching, he was very prepared. For the script that they ran, and I know he's got a lot of buzz with scouts. I mean, I think he's positioned himself to get drafted. I think if we would have had this conversation 4 or 5 months ago, I don't think anyone, would have realized he's going to get drafted at a pretty high level, like maybe rounds 3 through 5 in that range. So I think Fedoni is one for sure. I think Nash Hutmacher put together some good things. Obviously, Ty Robinson, is somebody that can really move. And then, from the small school side of it, Jablonski from Concordia, former Husker walk-on player from Lincoln Pius. I mean, I know he put together a really nice workout as somebody that came in as the leading receiver in NAIA football and had been on scouts' radar because of his production, but ran a 4.5, had a high vertical, high broad. So they still run that small school portion of the pro day, but definitely no Tommy Hill. I thought that was another storyline. He didn't see him at all out there. So I don't know what the status of Tommy is, but it doesn't look very good for him as far as getting drafted right now.
Tommy Hill not on hand. Sean, you applaud you because you go pretty deep in the weeds on your reports. Also, Brant Banks on hand. Nola Pola Gates on hand at Pro Day. So 13 players from the Husker squad, those two guys, and then some guys from what were the small colleges? Chadron State, UNK, Midland, and who else?
Concordia.
And that's where Jablonski came from.
Yeah, and Jablonski technically would have been with those former. I mean, he probably came in right around that same time. I think he's the same age as Charlie Easley was at Pius. He was just didn't get an opportunity. When you have a roster of 160 guys, it's hard to get an opportunity. He went and then left and went to Concordia and was an All-American. So he got to end his time as a athlete playing sports in Nebraska back at Nebraska. So that tradition, guys, started back when Danny Woodhead was at Chadron State. The scouts wanted to see him, but nobody could get out to Chadron. So they asked Tom Osborne, then the interim or the athletic director, if Danny Woodhead could take part in Nebraska's Pro Day. So they let Danny Woodhead back in 2008 come, and that was kind of the start of allowing the smaller schools. Now they've since divided it up into 2 events where the Husker guys do their Pro Day and then the small college guys come in. But at one point, the small college guys and everybody would run together, and that was actually a better deal for the small college guys because that means all the scouts are going to be watching everything. But so you might lose some scout eyeballs. There were 28 teams there yesterday, 42 total personnel members from pro teams. So nearly every team represented in Lincoln yesterday at that Pro Day.
Here's a question for you, Sean. I hate to put you on the spot. Who handles Pro Day on Rule staff now? Who's the liaison type?
Ed Foley. I believe Ed Foley, in part of his new duties, he was in charge of kind of the operations in the communication portion of the Pro Day and just kind of laying out the schedule and the scouts and whatnot. So, yeah, that is a good question. I mean, you have to have somebody on your staff put that together. Right. But, you also have to develop a plan for the workout. I mean, some go out there and wing it. There's a script that gets figured out and put in place for Raiola and the quarterbacks and the receivers. And That's a big part of it. I mean, you got to have a good script that everybody knows, because you don't want to go out there and look disorganized on a pro day workout. So that's another part of the pro day side of things that's important to kind of put together out there.
Sean, I know you have sort of a low tolerance for open-ended questions, and I respect that. But I'm gonna do this. What do you still want to learn about the current team that shifting from the combine? What do you still want to learn? You heard Rule, you've heard Rule during the offseason, you've heard various players during the offseason, you've heard various coaches during the offseason. Is there still things that Sean Callan isn't really sure about this team?
The famous open end. What is your greatest sports memory question?
Yeah, I know you love those questions.
Tell me what you learned. I
what do you still want to learn?
The flow. I just like to. I mean, not that we're going to see a lot of it, because we're not going to see an open scrimmage. But you like to just hear about the offense and the tempo. Is it going to be as good as we think, as far as the weapons at receiver and Raiola's improvements, Emmett Johnson returning as an accomplished back, Harburg at tight end, with what they have there, and then obviously the O-line pieces. I mean, can this offense be the dominant unit? Because it hasn't been really the last few years at Nebraska, where the offense can put up points and kind of, drive at will. I mean, do they have that ability with Holgerson now fully on the saddle running things? I mean, on the defense, I love the linebacker group. I think they've got a lot back in the secondary. So the back seven, they've got enough there. It's the big up front guys. And is that group enough? Or are they going to have to go into the portal and find another player, or at least attempt to find another player to add to the defensive line group? That's something I think that we'll watch closely. I mean, special teams, you can always go that route, but you don't really get a lot out of special. I mean, you just don't learn a lot during the spring on special teams, because it's not like they're going to do live kickoff returns and live things like that, other than kickers. I mean, but is Alvano even going to be available at full go? I think he's limited. But can John Hull take a step? How about the snapper, too? I mean, look, guys, the snapping stuff last year was as bad as it was ever at Nebraska. Can Kevin Galick shore that up? We're never talking about a long snapper again.
From my Sean Callan. Sean, you reported on Monday that Iowa State has 8 official visits lined up for 2026 with players from Nebraska, from out west to Norfolk, Lincoln, Omaha. Is Nebraska in on these guys as well? And what's the deal with 8 offers or eight visits from Iowa State and Nebraska?
Yeah, it really blew me away when this weekend all these kids from Nebraska were setting up official visits or announcing their official visits to Iowa State. And the total math as far as kids that have gone public is 8. And that's a crazy high number. In my history covering recruiting in this state, I can never recall that happening, where like an outside the state program, at the Power 5 or Power 4 level, has aggressively set up 8 officials with Nebraska kids. And usually an official visit means you have a committable offer. So they're all in on Nebraska. They already have 3 commits from state. Now that they're trying to get Jet Tamala and Isaac Jensen. They got Amarion Jackson. They just got the linebacker from Sydney. They want Barry Freeze from Elkhorn North. But yeah, Iowa State, I mean, it's not out of the question that they're going to probably have 6 in-state commits from Nebraska. And, Nebraska might only have 1 or 2 this year. And, I asked Rule just broadly, like how different recruiting is and what's his approach moving forward with this spring. And he's very honest. He's like, look, we're not going to overcommit spots to guys and guarantee committable spots when we don't, know the for sure roster parameters or the revenue share parameters that we're going to be underneath. And he doesn't want to be in a position where they overpromise and underdeliver as far as what they can provide. So Iowa State's taking a different approach. I think they're like, hey, we're going to take as many guys like this as we can, and they're not going to cost us a lot of money. We can develop them, and hopefully they love it here, and they want to stay at Iowa State.
Do they have a coach over there with strong Nebraska ties, Sean?
Not that I know of them. I just think they recognize the shifting landscape and give them credit that Ames, Iowa is only 2.5 hours from Omaha, so they're just saying, you know what, let's go in there and get some of these guys, because there are those better there's just as good or better talent in Nebraska as there is in Iowa, being pretty comparable as far as football Division I players go. And so if there's 15 or 20 guys a year that are FCS D1, and let's just say 8 or 10 are Power 4 or better, they're like, let's go after some of these guys.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I want to go back to something you said a little bit ago. I've noticed this in the broad conversation about Nebraska football this spring. Are we overlooking the secondary's problems last year in the sense that we have decided, it seems like as a media core, that the defensive line is the biggest question mark? It seems like we've almost forgotten the secondary. I would say struggled last year a lot of the time, right?
Yeah, they struggled in some key third downs.
Yeah.
Let's remember Tommy Hill's injury. I mean, I think before he got hurt, the Colorado game, you were like, wow, what a strong unit this group is. I mean, they held Travis Hunter to his most ordinary game of the year, if you go back to that game. And,
True.
I mean, I think it was I don't even know if he had a catch over 20. He might have had one at like 20 yards. So that was the high point. And then the low point began at against Illinois, when the Illini just exposed Tommy Hill and his foot injury. And then he was a disaster from that point on, mentally, physically. And then they you kind of got fooled a little bit. You're like, all right, Tommy Hill's the guy that picked sixth Colorado, and they shut down Travis Hunter. Let's see if that player still exists. Well, he never existed the rest of the year. And then they just had a toy with their cornerback rotation and different players. And fortunately, Sia Wright, became a guy for them, because if they didn't have Sia Wright, think where they would have been, because Bly Hill got hurt in the spring. And so there were just a lot of things. That Tommy Hill situation, to me, just totally flipped things around in the secondary. And I don't think we could have predicted Gifford's struggles last year, where he was, whether it was a mental or physical thing with him. Gifford just didn't have his, he didn't have his best year compared to what we had seen from him in the past. And, I think Singleton did have a good year, and he's back this year. And Buford had a solid year. Hartstog. He's a fighter. He's a little limited physically. But yeah, they need to kind of figure this out. Can Andrew Marshall from Idaho step in that discussion? Donovan Jones, Caleb Benning. I mean, there's a lot of players this spring that can emerge, but I feel like they've got at least 4 pretty good pieces to already build with.
Were you expecting Buford to play safety? He said yesterday, Marquise Buford said he's playing safety. Is that what you expected?
I think that's his best of the 2 positions. And I think that if that's the case, Sia Wright's one corner. And does that open the door for Andrew Marshall, Bly Hill, or even
was that Hartstog maybe? Is that Hartstog playing corner?
Or is Hartstog the nickel?
Okay. No, he's probably the nickel. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's better on the inside corner spot. But, you've got Donovan Jones and Bly Hill and Andrew Marshall. I mean, those are 3 you would like to think pretty good-looking guys. And Jeremiah Charles, who knows where he's at? I mean, they tried to play him last year, and the UCLA game was just kind of a rough outing for him, and we didn't really see him much after that.
It's an enormous room in terms of number, the secondary room.
Yeah, there's like 30 some guys in that room right now. I mean, there's more players that play secondary at Nebraska than the basketball men's and women's rosters combined at Nebraska.
Huge room. And Buford was asked about it. Normal. Yeah, Buford was asked about it. Not all those guys will be there, right? You can't keep.
No, and I get that they play the 3-3-5, and you have 5 players back there, but the numbers, and this is when Evan Cooper was kind of more running the show, and maybe because he was more of a DB guy, he was just loading up on DBs, but the balance of the numbers never did make sense. And now with this 105, they're going to have to kind of level things out. Personally, I'd rather have a couple more D linemen than 35 DBs.
Right. 100.
It'd be nice. Sean, always good stuff. Thanks for the time, and we will chat with you again next week.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Husker line, Sean Callahan.
Yeah, you were really taken by the Iowa State.
I don't know how you can't
into the
be.
state.
I don't know how you could be. Eight players, 2026. This is a team that was a win away from the playoff last year. They almost won the conference.
Yeah.
Like this is it's 3-9 Iowa State. No, this is a good
they're
program.
Getting good
right
players.
Now.
I know
They develop well. It catches my attention at least.
They might be in a little different situation than Nebraska. A little.
But why?
Yeah, because of money, probably a little bit.
Yeah, they're in a different spot. The question, I think Sean said that they all have visits. That their visits are in June. Then most likely, then they're committable offers. You don't bring. I know if I'm a recruiting coach, I'm not bringing someone in June that you're not going to take his commitment. And so that makes no sense. They've offered him. Well, when's he coming on his trip? He's coming in January. That means he's B list. If they're coming in June, that means they're A list. Mm-hmm. And so if they have them set and they're coming in that late, whatever that window is, if they're coming at that time, then it's serious. And I imagine what you have happen is that you'd like to try to if I imagine their thought process is the more local the better, because there's a better chance that they just stay here and develop.
Okay, that
would be the first thing. They have to have talent. They have to have fit criteria. But it's like, you know what? If we can get guys that will come here and stay here for 5 years, because that you don't see very much anymore. Nope. You don't see that over the hall. Nope. Now you saw it a lot on the guys you liked yesterday at the pro
combine.
Day. At the pro day,
yeah, pro day. I'm sorry, pro day. Yes.
A lot of guys there that were
Nash, Fedoni, not kind of, but Ty. I mean, Ty's guys, one of those guys, the most profound examples that we've seen.
Yeah, so guys that have been around.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's their theory at Iowa State is that if we go to take guys and we get a bunch of guys from a guy from here and there, from New Jersey, Louisiana, what are the odds if things go well that they stay here? And it's not great.
No, I hear you. Now, I got a question for you, though. I'm just going to ask the sort of hard question. How much is this about maybe Iowa State can take a little bit lesser of a player than Nebraska right now because of the league? Nebraska's in a tougher league.
Yeah, top to bottom, the Big Ten's tougher.
I'm asking the question. I just wonder about that. There's probably some guys that Nebraska can't afford to take right now. They got to win, and they got to take down. Yeah. They have to take down Ohio State and Oregon and Penn State. Iowa State doesn't have to take down Penn State, Ohio State, and Oregon, and Michigan to a certain extent. They don't.
That's correct.
Yeah, it's a little different situation, Jake.
But I would think it would be based more on, like you said, just based more of the
local.
They probably don't have. I would be shocked if they have the same NIL money. We know that they don't have the money coming per conference. Where Nebraska's getting to whatever $60-80 million check, they don't get that check.
It's a little different.
It's way different. But I'm sure there are things. Hey, listen, if we're going to take players that we think that have all these, what I always talk about is redeeming qualities first. So these players must have a lot of redeeming qualities, because sometimes you get caught up in the one thing of like, I don't know, he's kind of a little short. Well, what are the redeeming qualities? Well, he's a state champion. Well, he's a 4.0 student. Well, he's highly competitive. He's a 3-sport athlete. All those things you look for. And so that they have a lot of those check the boxes, and they're like, hey, we think our theory is that we can get him here and keep him here for 5 years, because that is also what Nebraska did forever. And a lot of their success players, you go back and look, it's like, how many guys, like you said, I was talking to Keith and McCann, his 5th-year guy, starting quarterback, won the Big 8, Jerry Godowski, all these guys that stuck around.
They waited 4 or 5 years.
All they stuck. So I'm sure that's in their mind. Like, you know what? Get local, and they'll stick around.
Like better chance
that they stick around, and that gives us that's how we're gonna do it here at Iowa State. We're gonna get guys and get them here longer, stay longer.
And I think Nebraska wants to do that.
They would do the same thing. Yes.
Yeah. To a certain extent, but I will tell you this, there's certain guys that you might take at Iowa State if it's a receiver that runs like a 4.53. Sometimes you just say, no, we can't take it at Nebraska. We can't do that. We're not doing this out of the goodness of our hearts. We can't do it.
Which is crazy, because one of the receivers I watched play all year, it was almost unguardable at times. At Miami, was Restrepo. And he ran 4.8.
Yeah. Yep, it's slow yesterday.
Ran 4.8.
Yeah,
and then
that's in Miami.
If you ran 4.8 and you came to Nebraska or to Kansas State or to any place, you're just getting it's a no go. That'd be not just Nebraska. I'm talking everywhere.
Yeah.
But yet he goes there, and he's a receiver.
Look at him.
And what do you have? Like 100 catches?
I know.
You know, it was, and I watched him play. He was ridiculous.
It's confounding.
And also, I guarantee you, though, I wonder what his 10 was.
Probably super fast.
Probably really good, because I guarantee he can change direction and do that very well. My point is, though, if he came to a combine, not good.
No,
if he came to camp, you'd be
Can't
like,
take
little guy, 4'8". You know, I don't know if that's
guy's
going to be a
heater.
When we come back,
Go down.
it is late March, and we had a firing in college football yesterday.
How
We'll tell
about
you
that?
who is out next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Presented by NIPCO on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
I'm Chief Dave Engler. When a fire truck hits a pothole with 12 tons of fast-moving equipment and crew, it's a problem. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue Lincoln's quarter-cent sales tax for street improvements. A vote against eliminates the street funding. A vote for will not raise your taxes and keeps the funding in place. And better roads means faster response times. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com.
We use our Lincoln streets every day, and so do first responders. But visitors and out-of-town commuters also do. A quarter-cent sales tax for streets passed by voters in 2019 makes those commuters pay about $6 million a year to improve streets. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue it. A vote against means no more funds from commuters. A vote for will not raise your taxes, and commuters still pay. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com. Paid for by the City of Lincoln.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com, because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option. Fleet Feet Lincoln is excited for the upcoming spring season and the warmer temps, and they want you to get outside and be active. Fleet Feet's Fit ID process takes a free 3D image of your feet to help runners and walkers alike find comfortable tennis shoes and inserts that ease pain associated with plantar fasciitis, bunions, and more. Get back on your feet this spring with a trip to Fleet Feet, open 7 days a week at 77th and Pioneers.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
The dangers of secondhand smoke are well known. But what about secondhand aerosol, which is created when using e-cigarettes? Science already shows a secondhand aerosol can contain nicotine, heavy metals, and cancer-causing agents. Eliminating exposure to secondhand aerosol is an important step to keeping everyone safe. Breathe easier knowing the facts.
For help quitting, call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a few sprinkles possible, otherwise partly sunny with a light breeze, a high around 70. Tonight, a chance of showers late, otherwise partly cloudy with a low near 48. And tomorrow, we'll see a chance of showers and storms, otherwise partly sunny and warm with a high near 81. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Do you need a urologist? At Urology Partners of Nebraska, we understand the urgency of your health. That's why we offer appointments within 48 hours. Although we're new to the community, our team brings years of experience and expertise to provide you with the best care possible. From vasectomies to kidney stones, we've got you covered for all your urology health concerns. Call 402-413-2800 today and experience the difference at Urology Partners of Nebraska. Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
We're on the air. Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
To more of Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
As expected, been a flurry of moves for head coaches in college basketball. Coaches leaving for better jobs, coaches getting fired. Just we expect that right now in March. You don't ever hear about coaches getting fired in college football in late March, but it happened yesterday at Stanford. Troy Taylor, this, by the way, it said it was not by the AD, it was by the GM. Andrew Luck made the firing at Stanford. Maybe the first to ever hear about a GM doing a firing in college football.
I can't keep up.
Yeah, probably. I would imagine there was some sort of discussion with the AD and with the president of where it was at, but this had no chance of working out after the story broke with two.
Which was?
So the news was that Stanford fired coach Troy Taylor less than a week after it was revealed that the university investigations found he mistreated female staffers, according to documents obtained by ESPN. He received a warning for his conduct in February of last year. In June and July, he was cited for a second investigation for, quote, an ongoing pattern of concerning behavior by Coach Taylor. Led to his firing yesterday.
It appears that they brought in an independent research firm to study the allegations, but it happened twice. So they were there once, then back in again.
Good night.
And so it just anytime you have anything like that, it's not going to go anywhere. And so there's two things. One, the treatment of people is the most important, and then two, the second part of it is like that there's no reason that can happen. And then also the information was that the team also, he'd lost the team. And so you say, well, why'd they do it now? Well, that'd be the worst thing you can do is if you have all those scenarios lined up and you wait until December to do it, then you have all kinds of issues. So that part, and there will be people that want that job. It's still Stanford. I know it's in the ACC, which is odd, but it's still Stanford. But it's the job is ridiculously difficult compared to what it was 10 years ago. Because before it was like, come to Stanford, get a Stanford education, and your life is, and they're correct. Now they can't operate at all in the fast swing of NIL and transferring.
No,
it takes forever to get into Stanford. You have to write essays. You have to. I mean, they have a protocol to get into Stanford. It takes. So all of a sudden, a guy goes in the portal. Like I said, like in when it opened up in December last year, and for football,
yes,
opens up in December.
Yep.
Opens up like
early December.
Hey, and a lot of times those guys are locked into a place within 2 days. Stanford, no chance, no chance of that.
Who's the successor then?
They listed one of the like you talked about one of them today, as Troy Walters, the receiver coach for the Bengals, was mentioned as one of the names.
Is that right?
Involved. He's a Stanford guy. I think he was with Harbaugh there, correct?
Correct.
That's right. Yeah.
So
Troy Walters,
he
ladies and
was
gentlemen.
He was in Lincoln yesterday.
He's in Lincoln. He was mentioned. It was everyone that was mentioned was all NFL.
Okay, now there is Sports Illustrated put out a list. Pep Hamilton is on there, and he's not NFL, but Troy Walters was. Jake, you mentioned that Troy Walters was here yesterday with the Bengals.
Yes, for pro day for Nebraska,
working out guys, and they are eyeing Naor, by the way.
They went heavily those with ties to Stanford. The list that I read, and it wasn't the ESPN.
By the way, he went 6-18. He's not, this obviously is more than that, but he wasn't even good in his tenure there either.
Heavy ties. Greg
Taylor.
Roman. Has ties. He was on the Harbaugh staff at there. There you go. Troy Walters. He's on this list. Tavita Pritchard, Washington Commanders quarterbacks coach. You got to do better. I'm sorry. You're in the ACC now. You're not hiring the Commanders quarterbacks coach. All right? You got to do better than that.
It has to be.
This isn't the freaking Pac-4, okay?
This is. You have to have someone that understands the landscape tremendously.
Like Dave Clawson.
You do. Someone that understands the landscape.
How about Dave Clawson?
I like that name.
Because I couldn't imagine the shock that it would be to go from the quarterback coach of the Commanders to the head coach of Stanford.
Running the ACC team.
It would be
on the wrong
shocking.
coast.
It would be like, hang on a second.
I was just coaching quarterback.
I just coaching.
I had 5 guys in my room. Not even.
Yeah, and so it's not even over here. And so the difference is that's why you need more that someone like I need a hot new coordinator. No, you need somebody that can lead this thing. That can do this. That is like set up for this.
I just wonder if Clawson would be interested.
I don't know. How old is Clawson?
He is. I don't know.
Hang on, I'll get it.
How about? Okay, here's an interesting.
He just went through a very tough
He's
road.
57 years old.
He's all right.
Yeah, so he's okay.
He could do it.
Oh yeah, absolutely could do it. But my point is, he just went through a hard run at Wake Forest. Why? Because they were up against it all the time, every day.
Right.
Every day they were up
What do you
against
mean?
it. And guess we are at Stanford. Besides, you're
day
up against it. You're up against. You're not sitting going, well, who do you guys play? Well, we're in the ACC. We fly, round trip somewhere around 6,000 miles.
Right. See, you're right. See, Clawson stepped down. He didn't get fired.
No.
So would he step back into a similar?
Why?
Yeah.
No, you'd step back into Oklahoma, or you'd step back into. That's right. Step back into Stanford after you just lived that nightmare. And I'm sure him and his wife are like going, "We're not doing that."
Hey, as Sports Illustrated points out, there may be no coach more closely connected to Andrew Luck than Chuck Pagano.
Chuck Pagano.
Pagano. Could I sell you Pagano?
No, because it's
NFL
he was an NFL
head coach. No, I agree with that. But just think of the difficulty. Right away, it's going to be someone that's going to be, okay, do I understand everything that's going on? And if I studied the crap out of it, throw a name out to you. No one will come up and bring it. And I know because I listened to him that would do it. The guy that could steady the waters that has some idea with what's going on, Rick Neuheisel.
Bam!
Ooh,
I just wonder if he'd do it.
He would do it. He would do it. Not like I don't talk to Rick Neuheisel. I have no idea.
Think he'd step in?
Yes, he would do it, and that would be someone that could come in and because someone says, well, what does he know about it? Well, you know a lot about it when he studies it like he does, because he's on TV, he's on a radio show, but he understands. He won't walk in going like, what's this NIL thing now we got going? No, he talks about it daily. He understands what is this new thing here? No,
explain this to me.
Yeah, and also
explain the portal.
Yeah. So that's all they talk about every day, so they know about it. You don't talk about it in the NFL. You hear about it. You really don't know about
Another
it.
name. What about the guy that used to coach at Virginia?
What's that? Bronco Mendenhall would be an incredible hire.
Right. Would he be interested?
Well, he just went to Utah State, but no, if he hadn't, he would have been. That would be.
Would he go up? But wouldn't that be a move up?
Would be a move up. It would be a move up.
Mendenhall would strike me as a home run.
He's a builder.
He would be a home run if his name was cleared. Fitzgerald would be one.
Ooh, Pat.
Oh,
Pat
God,
Fitzgerald.
Sip loves Pat
would be
Fitzgerald.
talked about it.
Now I don't love Fitzgerald, I just argued that why does everybody bow down to him? But would he be a good fit for this job? Yes.
Yes,
he would.
He knows. He's been studying, knows all about it. Been at Northwestern, knows the hiccups, whatever you name it. But the thing is, they've never settled this, and it's supposedly going to court in November.
Oh, that'll be pleasant.
So when it goes, it won't go to court. But my point is that no one can. I don't think you can touch him right now.
Right.
With hey, you still have a lawsuit out there with you and Northwestern against each other.
No, I hear.
So we're not getting in the middle of that conversation.
I hear you.
Neuheisel.
Rick Neuheisel.
I'd like to see Rick back in the game. It'd be great. It'd be awesome. The Spillover is next on Early Break from the
Spill.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Presented by Nepco on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in March. Try a double chocolate muffin with a leprechaun latte made with dark chocolate, peppermint, and Irish cream. For lunch, try the salmon panini with provolone, sesame oil, and tomatoes on a ciabatta roll with bagel chips. Perfect for Lent. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Hi, I'm Jake from Lexington.
I'm Ellen from Ogallala.
My name's Ray from Sydney.
Hello, I'm Jenny from McCook.
Ryan from Lincoln here.
And I'm Steve from Omaha.
And we've all got one thing in common.
We all love trucks.
Which means we all want to win one of the 8th grade 2025 Ford F-150 XLT trucks in Trucks and Bucks from the Nebraska Lottery.
So I guess that means we have 2 things in common.
Well, I love playing Trucks and Bucks.
3 things in common.
And we're all from Nebraska.
Sounds like 4.
And I think the gray color of the trucks this year is beautiful.
5 things.
Guys, I just want to go to a Nebraska Lottery retailer, buy some tickets, and start playing today.
There's 6.
I like turnips.
I guess we stop at 6.
Trucks and Bucks, your Nebraska Lottery's most popular scratch ticket is back. Top prize odds are winning $336,000. Ford F-150 is a registered trademark owned and licensed by Ford Motor Company.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
When opportunity knocks, you don't want to miss the call. Hamilton Business Technologies makes communication easy and efficient using customized technology, all while putting people first. Whether you're working from the office, at home, or on the go, Hamilton Business Technologies equips your business with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Join Jay Foreman, Eric Strickland, and Austin Norman this Thursday, March 27th at the brand new Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane as we celebrate MLB opening day and the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament. That's Thursday from 3 to 6 p.m. at Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane.
Love is in the air, and so are big savings. It's the Big I Do event at Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions, April 4th through the 6th. For 3 days only, enjoy 20% off all engagement rings and wedding bands, plus exclusive bridal collections from our top designers. Whether you're saying yes or I do, shop now for the year's best prices and selection. April 4th through 6th, Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio, video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Right now, when you drive by Honda of Lincoln, you'll see more than 200 new Hondas and over 125 pre-owned vehicles. Hi, Charlie Stone here, and with me on the line is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, how does it feel to have so many vehicles in stock again for your customers?
Charlie, it feels amazing to see how excited our customers are. They love the ability to see, test drive, and take immediate delivery of the exact new Honda they're looking for.
Do you have some good offers to talk about?
We sure do, Charlie. We're offering financing as low as 0.9% APR up to 72 months, or great lease rates on every new Honda. It's the perfect time to drive away in the new Honda you've been dreaming of.
How about pre-owned, Andy?
We have over 125 pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Just about every make and model with prices starting at under $10,000.
Maybe it's time you experience the best, the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
We're on the air. Back. Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
To more of Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time for the Spillover, sponsored by our friends at Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One Love. Been a wild show today, I think.
Fun.
Kind of wild.
Fun.
Yes. You know, I never played the clip from Matt Rule mentioning you in the press
Hey,
conference.
you were mentioned. You were mentioned. Your name was mentioned.
Hey, journalists don't like to be part of the story, so I'm just fine with not.
Can we please? With your approval?
I don't know. Does Jake have the sound?
Yeah, I cut. I don't know where it went. I cut it
Oh.
up.
Don't worry about
listen, I have it. I cut it up. I don't know where it went.
We'll talk about tomorrow's show.
No.
What about Fridays?
I don't know where it went. I literally had it saved here. I don't know where it went. Somebody, did you come in here and hack my computer during the break?
Yeah. No, I didn't. I wouldn't know how to do that.
Oh, I found
something about Sip being a performer at the spring game.
Yeah, right here.
Or at the spring
shoot
event.
a punt and see if Sipple can catch it. Then I'm going to go online and talk about what he did right afterwards, what he did wrong. So it'd be awesome.
Online.
I'm gonna shoot a punt at Sip. That's what he said.
Through the jugs machine.
Yeah.
Shoot a punt and see if Sipple can catch it. Then I'm going to go online and talk about what he did right afterwards, what he did wrong. So it'd be awesome.
Yeah. I'm 58, so I'm not going out there. I'll be in a work capacity, not in sweat clothes.
Yeah, there'd be no chance. No chance.
What? No chance of what?
That I would go out there
okay.
for any of that. But that at this age, no, I'm not.
No, I can't.
I'm not trying to catch a punt in front of people.
No. I'm not doing that.
They want the media out there. It's like, are you trying to prove a point here or something? We know we're not football players.
Right.
You're trying to laugh at the media that wants to go play football or do these drills. We're not saying that we deserve to be on the field.
No.
That we're athletes.
No, I get it's fine. I mean, it's a fun thing to talk about, but no go.
You're not going to do it. You're declining the invitation.
If there was a punt, pass, and kick situation, I'd probably have to. If it was punt, pass, and kick, I'd have to remove myself.
Why?
From the second place finish it in Albion.
He's
9 years old, still have the trophy.
Yeah, hit the trophy.
You still have the trophy.
Absolutely. Oh, it's up in our house. I'd have to remove myself from the competition. It's after a step back from. It'd be like trying to bring a pro in or something. We're not doing that.
Here's my LSU national championship. And here's my punt pass second place from elementary school.
It's actually up in our kitchen. One day I thought I found it. We're through the moving thing, and we have these shelves kind of. I put it up there. Took my wife a solid 6 weeks. Finally, she's like, "What is that? What is that?"
You should educate her on that. That's
I did.
big moment in your life.
Yeah. I was living in Fullerton. We drove to Albion.
There's 75 kids there, and you were number 1.
Well, 2. Finished second.
He got second, right?
I did not move on. Finished second. I wanted to be one. I will say I carried the trophy around for several weeks.
You're very proud of that moment. Very proud of your 300 or near 300.
Yeah, yes, and then
near
never really broke 120 after that. I imagine getting on a heater, just bowling. All of a sudden, it's a strike every time. You're in 7th grade.
It would impact you.
It
would impact.
Well, anyways, I have a trivia question for you guys to end the show.
It is 9 o'clock.
Tomorrow is, of course, the beginning of the Sweet 16 with 4 games. What else is tomorrow in the world of sports?
I have no idea.
I thought this would happen.
The cornhole championships?
What?
Nope. Tomorrow is Major League Baseball opening day.
Oh,
opening day for
Probably-
MLB.
What happened?
Could you
to
imagine
Major
us missing
League
the opening day in the NFL?
No,
Like that.
no.
Hey,
Imagine me.
what do you guys go on Sunday? I don't know what. Look at Swim is
he's
beside
he just
himself.
wants to just slap
Swim,
you
I had
guys.
no idea.
Are we breaking down divisions?
No, but tomorrow you can join the
How about
station.
bullpens? We doing bullpens?
Really hard
Well,
to
we'll
do.
bring Swim. Can you do the Swim's listening? He's acting as if he's not. He's shaking his head, so we know he's listening. Swim, would you come in and break down the bullpens of the American League tomorrow? Would you come in?
Tampa
and do
Bay
that?
Rays, please.
Come in,
Deep
come in
dive.
and just do. Yes,
Who's the deepest bullpen?
Yeah, who's the deepest bullpen? Who is it?
Give us the,
We'd like
give us
to know.
the standings, the ratings here, the rankings.
Top lefty.
Yeah.
We will not be there, but our station will be tomorrow at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill, 27th and Jamie Lane, just north of Yankee Hill, from 3 to 6 to celebrate opening day and the Sweet 16. Check out their impressive menu with steak skewers, smash burgers, stakeholder sandwiches, and more. Also, the best selection of beers, cocktails, whiskey, and more. 3 to 6 tomorrow at 2755 Jamie Lane in South Lincoln, just north of 27th in Yankee Hill. That is it for us. The drive is next. We will see you guys tomorrow.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Presented by NIPCO on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial.